Concert Crew Podcast, we back again. Today we celebrating the 25th anniversary of Biggie's sophomore album, Life After Death.
Classic.
This is a big one right here. This is a big one right here, man.
Woo. In my opinion, the classic of classics.
Woo! It may very well be. We gonna get into all of that. You know, we got a guest with us today, but he ain't more like a guest. His family, man. He a supporter. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get in on this real hip hop conversation, man, because this is what we do. We gonna welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast. Phil, welcome to the Concert Crew Podcast.
Baby.
Appreciate it, man.
Who actually has his own podcast.
Yes, he does.
Well.
I'm talking about mine right now, man. I appreciate being invited, man, to the most comprehensive music review show, man, out there. Period.
Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love.
I appreciate it, fellas.
You always support, man. So we definitely appreciate it, man. But yo, it's all about Biggie Life After Death today.
The big fella.
This is a classic. We're gonna get right into it, man. In 1997, when this album came out, what was the climate in hip hop at this time? Life After Death about to drop.
It was
anticipated.
Huh?
This was anticipated.
Yeah, absolutely.
They needed this.
Highly.
Absolutely. And I think more of was everybody wanted to hear what he had to say, you know, the whole West Coast and East Coast beef. So everybody wanted to hear more like what he had to say about it. But to me, it just surprised me on like the growth in him on this album from Ready to Die. And me, what I was expecting was none of that. You know what I'm saying? What he like how it came out to me.
It's crazy, like coming off the arguably the greatest year in hip hop, like album release wise.
Yeah,
96 didn't have Big there, who I thought at the time was the greatest rapper, you know, out at that time. So you know what I mean, you had 1996 with all the albums that dropped, and he didn't. Pop came out with 2, correct?
Yep.
Nas dropped. Jay-Z, yeah.
Mobb Deep.
Iron Man, Mobb Deep.
The Fugees.
Redman, the
Fugees
Fugees
came out.
Yeah. Everybody dropped, but not him. So
there was a reason though that he didn't drop.
It's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, there was a reason though. He was supposed to drop in 90. Well, go ahead, Carl. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
He was supposed to drop in 96.
Yes, he was.
But if you remember the car accident,
yeah, absolutely.
The original release date for this album was supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, like Halloween.
It was hot. The original release date for this album was supposed to be Halloween in 1996.
Yep.
And it was like, wow, like he wanted to jump right into that 1996 mix with the big dogs, but that slowed it up when he got in the accident because Lil C's, man, you know, Lil C's crippled me, so that made him slow it up.
Yep.
So he had to push it back in 1997. But if he didn't,
I think that was a good thing though.
But now it kind of makes sense. Life After Death, Halloween, it kind of makes sense now that I hear that. But yeah, that was the original plan, Halloween '96.
Well, you gotta think in '96, if you'd have had this, it wouldn't have been no argument. That would have been the greatest year of hip hop. Like I think '98 was great too, but '96 could have been argued, especially if this dude. Yeah, like I think it would have been a clear cut favorite.
It would have been no argument.
It's
at
definitely
all.
okay. You
gotta think you had Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, and Pac drop in 1 year.
We got the Mob drop too, though, man. That Hell on Earth was tough.
Yeah, Hell on Earth was tough, but
the quality. We talking about quality and quantity.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about who we're speaking of, though. Like, I've never put him in there. I mean, Prodigy's a great lyricist, but I never put him in there with the greats.
Well, in terms of just album quality, though, that year was
that would have added. But due to them artists that we named, they put him in there. They put Prodigy in there. They had Prodigy as one of them artists that.
Is that posthumously or legitimate? Like,
legitimately.
Who put him in there?
Well, a lot of people spoke about him.
His peers.
Who you gonna say? Nas?
His peers. No, Hove. Hove said something about him. Hove said that he was like one of the top competitors at the time in New York. At the time.
He also said, never mind.
No. I'm just saying. Ghostface, but. See,
at that time in '96.
Okay,
because at that time that's different than posthumously. You know what I mean? I don't really.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying like
Cruise.
Like he was one of them.
I got money stacks bigger than
looking at them is they one of them.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying. But
if that happened in '96, then that's different.
Rest in peace, the Prodigy. But I've never seen him in that list with them. Like. Greatest of all time. I never seen.
Okay,
never,
no, yeah, I agree with
ever.
that.
No.
Of
Of all
yeah,
time.
right. That's all I'm speaking
But
of.
one of them
When I,
guys,
no, lyrically, I know what Prodigy is. Like I've never disputed that. But when you never heard him listed with Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, and Pop and Hove.
Okay.
I mean, I said Jay-Z, but but
that's
you never
it,
seen.
you know.
But I think to a man, they would all kind of agree he was a bad.
No, they
motherfucker,
respected
though.
him. They
Yeah,
respected
the respect
him.
was there.
I kind of see what you're saying, Phil.
But we
because
thinning out the-
because
you know.
like looking back at the entirety of his career, because it didn't always carry like he was in that little moment in his little pocket. He was bringing it, but so that's why he not really putting the big dogs. But they definitely respected Prodigy's pen. They respected it. But I understand what Tad's saying, like all time,
Overall,
nobody is saying
time.
like,
in retrospect,
I'm
no.
not saying it.
Even
I'm
at that time, no.
I'm
I
just
agree
saying,
with that.
Speaking
yeah.
of the time,
He wasn't an A-lister.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with
And
that.
you also got to think he's also kind of
Overall.
part time in it too, because he's in a group.
in New York, I would say he was the A-lister. As far as New York East
But that
Coast
mattered
rapper,
at that time, though. At
I
that
would
time,
say
that
he was
did
the A-lister
matter.
at that time.
You know, at that
That's
time,
just
that
me.
did matter. Yeah.
That's just me. But I think overall, being as though we got Pac, and Pac is not in New York, and you got like Snoop, who's big.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I would say nah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to add them guys. But if you if I'm
to be honest, but
if I'm naming New York MCs, I'm being real. Prodigy's in there.
right,
He's one of my top.
But now you're breaking it down to New York.
That's why I said I was
That's
speaking
why-
from
that's
that.
why- that's why it's not a
That's
discussion.
why I said I was speaking from that standpoint. But you was talking about overall, which I totally respect.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
But back to Biggie and Life After Death 25. It's a lot of, it was a lot of big dogs that came out in 1996. A lot of big dog hip hop classic albums. But it was like
which got us on Mobb Deep.
But it was like Biggie didn't come out in 1996, so like it's his time now because he ain't dropped with other dudes. So now it's his time. Like everybody waiting for Big, everybody waiting for Life After Death. Because remember, 1995. He pretty much took off the right for other people. You know what I'm saying? He wrote the Junior Mafia
What's the
album.
gap?
Then he wrote 1996. He wrote Lil' Kim's album. So he was active. It wasn't like he wasn't there.
A Junior Mafia.
Yeah.
Lil' Kim. What's the gap between Ready to Die and
Ready to Die was 1994.
94, right?
1995
Okay.
was Junior
That's a
Mafia.
big gap in hip-hop.
Yeah, but 1995 was Junior Mafia. 1996 was Lil' Kim.
He stayed crazy
so
relevant.
He was
Hardcore,
active. He was
yeah.
active.
I think he might have found that magic within that time because
Absolutely.
yeah, if you think
That's why I said the growth was different.
if you
The
think
growth was different.
It's a big difference.
everything that came out after Ready After Die was literally napalm. Like, wait a minute, okay, none of this shit was on my album. Okay, go ahead, Tez.
I wasn't really saying.
Oh, I thought
So Biggie was murdered on March 9th, 1997, a couple weeks before his album was released. Where were you 25 years ago when if you can remember, when Biggie was killed, and what impact did it have on the rap game at that point?
It was a Sunday. I remember like it was.
Yep.
I get to knock on my door, like Biggie got killed. I'm like lying. Biggie just did the awards the night before the party and shit. Nah, that's not true. Knocked on my door and I turned on Power 99, and then it was like somber moment. Like you heard it in the voices of the radio DJ. I don't remember who the DJ was, but for sure I know it was a Sunday. And I woke up in the morning. They told me he passed away.
I kind of remember it almost. It's kind of similar. I remember I was in 10th grade, G high, but it was a Sunday, and I do remember turning on Power 99. And it's funny because we got the Philly radio station, so we're kind of secondhand. We're not in New York,
Yep.
but I remember how sad it was on the radio and how they were getting reports, but of course they wasn't getting firsthand reports. They was getting reports to whoever in New York. But it was just sad on the radio. Whoever was the radio person, it was just somber. And it was just like, damn, because Biggie's my guy. It's like, damn, man.
Turn on MTV at the time. They had
Boom.
That's what
MTV
it was.
Kurt Loder. Kurt Loder, yeah.
that's how the Pac joint broke. Kurt Loder at that time.
And that's
MTV
what it was.
Was
And
a
that's
big
where I
thing. It
found out
flashed
that.
across.
And that's where I found that.
That's where I found out.
Yep, and like you said, it was that Sunday morning. We just chilling. Actually, it was in the comb and shit, and then that shit popped up, and I'm with guys that Biggie was their guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy, but
That was sad.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
because he was when Pac died, it was news. But when Big passed, it felt different.
Especially being on the East Coast. Especially being on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Especially being on the East Coast.
It felt different.
This one hurt, man.
And we was waiting for so long.
Yeah.
But Pac thing is like, Pac was different just because he was shot. Then he was in the hospital. He was fighting for his life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Carried on.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You
carried on.
You kind of
Big
expected, but
joint
Big
was
was like
like-
sudden. Like
It was
Sunday-
over.
Saturday he was here.
was
You was
over.
waiting on the album, and Sunday he going. Like what
you
the?
found out he
fuck?
died.
It's
Now he
over.
fighting or nothing.
it
It's
wasn't
just
none of
over.
that.
It was
It was
over.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you thinking, and the first thought that popped in my head was, damn, he was about to drop. So it was weird. It was a weird feeling, man.
Yeah, nah, that
I
joint.
remember.
I remember this joint was
Yeah.
bad, and I was, I'm 10th grade. I'm a youngin', but I remember like Big is my guy. I'm excited about the album. I can't wait for the album.
I wasn't a big guy like that, but
man,
I mean, I respected him, and,
But
and
like this,
it wasn't no,
It was an East Coast, man. East
That one
Coast
hurt.
wise, this is like it was like, man, he lost the guy. This is the guy.
Yeah.
Because remember, we talked about in the past how big the West Coast was, how they was running it. Big bought the East back, like he bought the East
like Kiss
back.
said, Duke bought the East back.
Yeah,
You better believe that.
Yeah, you better believe that.
And I think like, yo, it really was like fucked up because like we knew like, man, he can't go over there right now. We know, this what everybody's saying, yo, he can't go over there right now. That wouldn't be smart for him to do. Then
He was
he
over
got,
there.
and you know what I'm saying,
Smiling.
over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
having a
oh
ball.
man, like.
He wanted to make that right though with
Yeah.
with the
You gotta
area.
get some shit some time though.
I agree.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
But on top of it all, Los Angeles is one of the top promoting spots when
That's
you're
why-
doing
absolutely. That's why he wanted
anything,
that market.
man. Music, movies, Los Angeles.
But he
man.
also was
They
pushed.
got a
Don't-
song.
He,
Fuck 'em.
He also was
You not
pushed
doing
though.
it?
He also was pushed.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to blame it
yeah,
on nobody
did it.
else, but
No.
it wasn't like he was just like, yo, I gotta go to LA. Like, yo, we need to go to LA kind of thing. He like, all right.
No, he did it. He did the fucking shit on his album.
Yeah.
Cali.
Yeah.
Let's get it, baby.
Yep.
Fucking never mind.
So yeah, man. So prior to Biggie's death, where would you say? I heard y'all speak on it a little bit. Where would you say he was at in his career, Biggie in his career? Prior to passing away.
I want to say like because besides us listening through Lil Kim and things of that nature, he wasn't. What he probably had a couple freestyles every now and then. Probably chimed
He had
in.
some features.
He was feeding the
He was
streets a little
above
bit.
Hove.
He was feeding.
He was above Nas. Nas was New York. It wasn't a whole lot of cats outside of New York. I'm not gonna say outside of New York, but it wasn't a whole lot of outside of East Coast fucking with
Yeah.
Nas like that.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, it's not your guy.
No, but who? Like Nas wasn't big. Like I don't fuck with.
Wait a minute. We talking about it was written. We talking about
It was written
2.5
drop.
million
It was
albums
written drop.
sold at the time. That was hot like fish grease.
It wasn't. I mean, that's my favorite Nas album, but Nas wasn't big when Big was
I
alive.
wouldn't say that.
He
okay, I
wasn't
disagree
big,
with
dog.
that. I disagree with that, but proceed. I disagree with
All
that.
right, in my opinion,
I
Nas was never big at that time. So this is prior to Hove. So then this is Pac over West Coast. So Pac buzz is crazy, like ever. This is the biggest his buzz ever been.
Absolutely.
And so you had Big on. I mean Nas on the West. I mean Pac on the West, Big on the East, and then who else was it? So like he was that guy, especially over here. He was that guy over here.
Absolutely.
He was definitely that guy.
I just think that during after the Ready to Die, and him helping create the Junior Mafia and all that, we wasn't hearing much from him. So a Joker could be like get into the other people that was dropping at the time, and not saying like they like, oh well, nah, he's better than Big, but it makes it a conversation.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? And
This is my perspective on it. And because if you look at it, when he dropped, like I said earlier, all of his major shit wasn't necessarily on Ready to Die. It came afterwards with him writing and features.
Remember,
and
112 remix, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Stuff was pop-
Even the One More Chance. That's not on
It's not
Ready.
on Ready
That's
to
a
Die.
remix.
Yeah.
At that time, Bad Boy was perfecting the remix. So now it's
Ran the
like,
remix.
okay, all right, I got that. And then you started hearing rumblings of a little disconnect between him and Puff. And you start seeing the moves with him and
That's
So
a whole
you-
separate situation.
You start kind of seeing more of like, okay, a business move sort of thing, him growing in that respect. But I didn't know what to expect musically. I didn't. I was waiting. I was waiting because it was a big moment. Because at that time, then you got the Fugees, I'm talking about the score.
Yeah, he don't like the score. But that's
no, I don't like it either. Tez,
I'm
with
classic,
you on that.
man. Forget all y'all.
You on that.
Score's a classic.
I mean, we cannot mention the fucking Fugees with Big Nas.
We have to.
No, we can't.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you why, Tez.
I'm not doing
Tez,
that.
let me reason with you.
That.
Let me tell you why.
I ain't doing
Let me
that.
tell you why. Because it's a pivotal drop. You know why? Because that album, ain't that a diamond album?
No, it didn't go diamond, but it did numbers though. It did about 5 or something. It did about 5 or 6.
In 96?
No, it did numbers.
I mean, at the end of the day, right now the tally is probably about 5, 8, 9, 8, or
Yeah.
But at that time, they was moving units.
They was definitely moving units.
Now, mind you,
Eminem
he's looking at this.
Move units.
That's not what I'm. That's not what I'm.
I mean, if we're talking units. We're talking units.
That's not what I'm saying. But hear me out. If you sitting back looking at this, he moving units. I mean, them dudes, they selling out like they got a wide audience, man. And we all know, in retrospect, Big was here to make money.
That's
money.
That's true, but lyrically, when you wanted to hear an album or you needed lyrics or you needed some shit like that, I just don't think it's a comparison. Like you want to compare.
Not comparing. I don't think we comparing the album. He's not comparing the album. He's comparing the moment.
Yeah, you talking about the moment, the climate, right? You talking about the climate at that time. The climate was, and you had AT Aliens release.
Oh yeah, it was popping.
They moved some units.
They moved units.
Now, mind you, it wasn't 4 or 5, but they moved some units with some very popular records at the time. So he's supposed to drop that year, and he's looking at that like, okay.
You saying he's sitting back and analyzing the game.
Yeah.
You think Big pushed his album back?
No.
Okay.
That was he had nothing to do with that.
Okay, all right.
That was just life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which in retrospect was a good thing. It was a great thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not though. How I look at it.
Okay.
I'm just saying
from the competitive
No,
standpoint.
not from a competitive stand. Just from me liking Big.
Because Big is a competitor.
No. Competitively, it would have been great. I wanted him to drop right in the mix of everybody, go right into the fire.
But that's what makes more sense, though. Well,
but
what
maybe,
both of y'all are saying, I understand.
But
where you're coming from.
maybe he got different timing of being. I'm thinking of from a whole different. Maybe he got different timing of being in L.A. and we not even having this past tense conversation.
Think about this. Though.
That's how I'm
so
thinking.
Let's think about this too, real quick. The Fugees drop. Nas has a record with Lauryn Hill. It goes through the roof. That's the same time.
Yeah.
But for the whole Fugees and even Nas, like I think that Biggie was. Well, I heard Nas say this out of his own mouth. So Biggie was the bar. When Biggie brought the East back, they as critically acclaimed as Nas was. Nas wanted the success for It Was Written. He wanted success like
I agree
Biggie.
with that.
Like Biggie had
had garnered in like the year and a half after Ready to Die, because everybody saw that. Everybody saw.
But you don't think that Big watched that? But that Illmatic drop though? Like
no.
Like
they all respected.
Around that?
Everybody respected Nas' pen, but Nas wasn't getting money like that.
I was gonna say the Ill
until It Was Written.
I was gonna say the Illmatic drop.
Yeah,
the Illmatic drop.
Yeah.
That shit was like it was classic. Nobody ever.
But
that shit was an underground joint.
He addressed it on this album, which shows that he definitely
That's
paid
what I'm
attention.
saying. So when Big and them dudes came in, they capitalized off of what that Illmatic didn't get. You get what I'm saying?
I think what you're speaking of was more of a Wu-Tang beef than
No. What I'm saying is
it's Nas beef on
when Nas dropped in '96.
no kicking the door.
It was a shift for Nas. As a Nas fan, it was a shift.
No, it definitely
because
was.
the subject matter was different.
Absolutely,
it was different, and he even addressed it on this album, which shows he was aware of what was going on. He addressed it on this album.
He knew the game. He
addressed it on it. Now maybe the timing, you know what I mean? Maybe that song may have had a different lyric or different subject matter before, the accident. But after the accident. So now you're talking what? From October to what? March? Mm-hmm. That's 5 months. That's a long time in hip hop.
I can't wait to get into that part. But
It's a long time in hip hop.
But I think Biggie, like you said, I think Biggie really sat back and watched the game, watched everything that was going on in the game from every area. He wasn't just like New York no more. He was looking at what was going on in the South. He was looking at what was going on in the West Coast. He is analyzing the dudes that was coming for him in New York. Like, I think it wasn't no local thing. It was like, I'm taking a whole perspective of the whole game, how I need to come to be the man over everybody. And I think that was his perspective. But people wanted to be the New York dudes that we all loved and made the classics. They was trying to get money like Big. Like they had the classic albums and all that. The claim was there, but they was like, damn, we need to get this money like Big getting this money, man. He respected for the bars and he getting this money.
This album encapsulates
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
100%. It's crazy because what you just said, he was trying to get money on a global, more.
Yep.
Not just.
He started looking at
regional
shit
era. He wasn't a regional artist no more, dude. And he
no.
grasped that 100%. This album, man, was.
He seen all that shit, like and it just was it was just for me, man, it was just like Big was big, but going to this album, it was like a whole like transformation for me as him as a person. You feel me? Because his thought, like his pen game and his thought process was totally like on a different level, man. Unlike no other, man.
Steaming over there.
Don't speak pen with Big though, dog.
Steaming over there.
My boy didn't use a pen.
It wasn't
man.
no pen.
I'm just saying.
Hold on.
I'm fucking with you,
I'm
freak.
new around here.
with
What's
you.
this about? Wait.
You know, Big ain't right.
He said, "Don't speak of it. It ain't no pen.
Right,
it ain't no pen."
Is that what? Okay, I thought you was going somewhere else.
No, I fuck with you, freaks. Nah, but
Okay, I was going to say, whoa, man, I'm new, man. Make sense.
So, what level of anticipation you think was right? Because we always talk about anticipation on these anniversary episodes, but like, what was the level of anticipation for Life After Death? Us being East Coast, Biggie being that dude, as we all said. Like, what was the level of anticipation?
man, mine was the same as yours, dog. Like that was your guy. So you seen Nas drop, which was a fucking classic.
And
you seen Hove drop, which was a fucking classic. Then you had Pac bombing for twice in 1 year, and Machiavelli was. You know where I feel about Machiavelli compared to All Eyes on Me, but
Hold on.
I'm more of a
What is
Machiavelli.
that?
I'm more of a Machiavelli.
You don't like All Eyes on Me?
I thought it could have been one disc.
Okay,
I,
all right.
like,
Proceed.
No. Not that I don't like it. I was a Pac fan, but
Okay, all right.
but
I just want to know. I'm listening.
No,
bro.
I thought Machiavelli was a better.
I'm a visitor.
like,
I just
song
want
for
to know.
song.
I just want to
freaks.
know.
I've been through that. I've been through that with both of them. So I ain't
Okay,
gonna-
I feel the same way. 100%. Go.
We already been through that with them already.
So-
We already
so-
been
Right.
through
This is probably old.
So like
that's
I've
bullshit.
been
with both of y'all, not just him. You too. So we ain't gonna go there. You know, it's
talk
about
about that
Biggie.
later.
It's about Biggie.
Go ahead,
man.
say it's my bad.
So I was
I just
definitely
wanted to know.
I was definitely waiting on this. Like this was after you, especially you hear Lil Kim album, you hear Biggie bars on that for the most part. Even though what I mean, some shit I don't know he should have put out, but this was I was waiting on this, man. So
I got a question
needed
for
this.
y'all. How many of y'all knew it was gonna be a double disc?
I did not.
I didn't.
I did not.
I didn't know.
Nobody.
I
right?
did not.
I didn't know at the time.
It was a
but,
10 out of 10 anticipation for me.
but I was all in.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it 100.
I was
Listen.
too.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
And you said you wasn't even
Listen,
a big guy, so that's
and
interesting.
it speaks to what you said earlier because I'm a Nas guy.
Right.
I did anticipate this album more than it was written.
Not me.
Wow.
I did.
Not
Because the gap.
Oh,
And
no,
I spoke to the gap
I'm gonna
earlier.
say that. I'm gonna say
I
that.
spoke to the gap earlier.
Due to the time that Nas.
Not that I liked them.
Hold on.
Don't make me that. Don't make me
like
on
you.
the card. Remember, I was with you, freak.
Relax. I know. I said relax.
Yeah, not that I liked
Due
them.
to the time that when Nas was about to drop, it was during the summertime. We was waiting on that joint to come. That it was written.
I'm gonna keep it 100, freaks. I didn't really like. I was waiting for it was written, but I said to myself,
Well, at
you
that
can't do
time-
no better than Illmatic. This is impossible. I just
Nah.
I just didn't think so.
yo, but
I just didn't think
I
so.
kind of like.
I'm sorry, just me. I'm sorry.
Dog,
crazy
like
that you
Nas
say
was
that,
like, and that's my favorite Nas album. It was written, but I still didn't. It wasn't like it was for this coming out. It wasn't like, God damn, give me that Nas album. It was just like Nas here, let's go.
Yeah, I knew I was getting quality. I wasn't doubting any Nas album. I just knew that within that gap, I said, damn.
Especially
This
after
not
he
the
died. After he died, I needed
Well, for
it.
me, it was different because with Nas and the Big drop, because I think Nas was real active before it
He
was
was.
written drop.
Yeah, he was.
Mixtapes, he's on them.
Because of Big, though.
AZ,
Because of Big.
he's on that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, absolutely, because he
absolutely.
sees how big that Big
You
is.
like-
So he like, yo, this next
Okay.
one gotta be it.
But Big,
so
but Big
that's
is
what they like.
active,
But
though.
yeah,
He
you guys
ghostwriting
keep-
the
y'all
whole
keep saying he's
time.
not active.
I know that. I'm
Ghostwriting.
talking about him making music that's his own. I understand though. I'm
Bro,
talking about
we
him
all knew this was on. Like, we hear little
I
C's.
know
Like,
that. We
not
know,
the same.
We know that. But it's
I mean,
all
I get what
C's
you're
rapping.
saying, Tez.
It's
I
Lil
get what you're
C's
saying.
rapping to me,
It's
Tez.
just-
he in the video like this. He got big chain. It's Lil C's.
Yeah.
I'm not like, yo, that's Biggie wrote that. I didn't know. I'm not thinking like that. I'm just saying at the
yo,
time.
so you when you heard this broad's
No, actually, I didn't. I'm gonna keep it on. I really
when
didn't.
she say shit
As-
straight like 9:15, you didn't think that was big?
I didn't.
Actually,
Tez, I didn't even
to be
look
honest
at it
with
like
you,
that.
Tez, you might be.
I'm
now,
thinking
mind
like
you,
the
hold
no,
on.
I'm thinking
Hold
that
on.
little
I
Kim
didn't give Lil Kim that much.
No,
I'm just being real.
My knowledge into the whole ghostwriting and writing for him thing wasn't as. I didn't care as much back then.
Right. I
So-
mean, I don't know how much I care now, but
I don't care now. I
Right,
still
right,
don't.
right.
But at that time, to me, Big was absent. Like it was a gap. It was a gap. I know when he dropped, it was extremely relevant. It was oh shit. When you heard it, it was like, damn. But for me, like I said, to piggyback off what he said in terms of what was the anticipation level, 10. It was a 10.
I agree.
It was a 10.
It was a 10.
It was a 10.
And it's crazy because I heavily anticipated it was written. I was like, I remember being in the It Was Written moment, and I was anticipating the album, but not as much as this. Like I was all the way locked in for this album. I was there, man. And then when Hypnotized came out, how that was ringing off in the parties at the time, like it was like that. That added a whole other level to it. I'm surprised you said that, man.
Because
Wow.
my level with Nas was, to me,
It couldn't pass Illmatic.
okay, so it was one of them things where I had waited so long from halftime to Illmatic that when he gave me Illmatic, it was like, and then it was like, all right, well, if you fail, I still got Illmatic. I don't
Right,
really
you
care.
can always go back to that.
Now, when he dropped Illmatic, It Was Written, it was, word, my nigga, let's fucking go. Cool. Big was a little different with him because what you heard from
Ready to Die.
Ready to Die to leading up to, and then the events surrounding it. So it had a certain aura to Pac had died. The shit with Faith and him doing like you said, doing the writing. It was a different direction. So
I
I
got
was like, where's he
stripes in New
going?
York like Yankee uniforms.
Where's he going?
Before his album. That was the
Where was
bar.
he going? I didn't know where he was. I knew where Nas was going. Like that wasn't a surprise.
So you ain't know his moves. He was moving you. You couldn't really
I
calculate
didn't know
what he was
going
doing
on.
at the
I didn't
time.
know what was going on. I didn't know where he was going to go with it. That was my whole thing. So it's the it wasn't that I didn't think it was going to be nice. I just didn't know where he was going to go.
So do you remember how Bad Boy was coming out prior to the release of this? Funk Flex dropped his album. I had to just make sure, but in February, the 60 Minutes joint. You remember when they came out with the Protect Your Neck? Mace was on that joint. Mace had his own joint, but it was the Locks,
record.
Mace, and Big.
Heavy record.
Dog, that shit was crazy. So you knew where he was coming because like he kind of like barred them the fuck up on that joint.
Nas
Like,
barred that shit up too.
He did, but
Hov
it
barred
was
that album up too.
I got stripes in New York like Yankee
I
uniforms.
understand
Like that wasn't no.
understand
You didn't get that from no.
I'm just saying
No.
that I feel where you going at, but I'm just telling you, it's people
That was a
on
hell
there
of an
that's
era,
acting at the
man.
time.
That was a hell of an
Prodigy.
era for like mixtape, like that
was
era
my
was
shit.
like crazy
Yeah,
for
it
like
was.
mixtapes.
But I'm just saying
and,
that
like,
I'm not
Everybody,
taking.
all right?
Listen, I'm not
man.
taking nothing away from Biggie. I'm just saying during this time, during that specific time, you had them people that dropped in '96. They was very active. Big was working on other shit, which made him better during this time. He was working on building his brand. He was working on Big. See, Big was smarter than a lot of them
Think
niggas,
about how-
and watched a lot of that shit.
How
man.
strategic that was now when you think about it.
What?
The Funk Flex freestyle, the beat he rapped off.
Yeah.
That was a dead shot at them.
Dead shot.
Dead shot at Wu.
Dead shot. Climate.
He killed that.
Climate in the time. That climate. Like you said, like climate.
That was
Because he didn't appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
That was on the purple tape. That was highly disrespectful interlude. That was highly disrespectful.
And then we get into it. But they chose a side. They chose a side.
Yeah.
Which, I get into later.
So what
and
about...
then which was due later, that when they seen him over there during that time, that whole thing got dismissed. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that that we ain't know due to what Ray and Ghost said.
So what about Bad Boy? Biggie's on. He's the leading artist on Bad Boy Records. But when this album dropped, let's say before Biggie passed, where's Bad Boy Records in the game? Where's their position?
The only competition was fucking how far away.
Yeah,
the competition.
well,
There was no other competition. Whatever Nas was on, well, he was just doing Columbia, so he ain't really had no squad.
It wasn't no squad.
Yeah. No. So Rockefeller wasn't.
They wasn't there.
I mean, even though an album was dropped off Rockefeller,
it was dropped. It wasn't Rockefeller.
It was Death Row and Bad Boy.
Yeah, Death Row and Bad Boy.
That's
Correct.
it. That's
So
it.
and you got to think, Summers own Bad Boy owned the Summers.
Yeah,
they own every fucking summer.
They perfected the remix around that
They
time.
did. Like you got to think, you had
perfected the
Jodeci
remix.
freaking you joint, even though the
There
Woo
you
was
go.
on there.
Boom.
The Woo was on there, but you had shit where you was like, God damn these dudes, man! Like Bad Boys
They just
everywhere.
kept coming.
Yeah,
And they owned the radio.
They
Bad
kept
Boy
coming.
owned the radio.
There you go. They kept
Everything
coming.
Bad Boy. I mean,
Yeah.
no one else remix. And like you said, the remix. Like no
They
one
just
else
kept
remix.
coming, man.
112. Everything they had. It was just crazy, man.
Yep, and that's what made Bad Boy so much bigger and putting the big fella, because he's the best thing on the label.
not close.
So, yeah.
But even though they had motherfucking pins on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jada was a fucking pin.
Yeah,
Mace was a fucking pin.
yeah.
Like they had pins,
All
but
those dudes, but
And the R&B
they all
game was
fell-
crazy.
They fell in
R&B
line,
game
man.
was crazy.
They all fell in
all
line.
fell in line.
To that label, it was like just music, because it was like you was just waiting. You was just waiting, like, okay, what the ball gonna do? You know what I mean? Like with all this success that they got, they still haven't they haven't pushed the button.
He may not played a fucking drum or anything on there, but he put his name on it. Puff had his name on every fucking thing.
Yes.
On everything.
Yes, that's a fact. So this album, man. What about this album cover right here, man? This album cover, he got Big, and he's leaning up against a hearse. Life
symbolic.
after death.
That
what do you think that's symbolized?
That's symbolic, man.
That bothered me after, like, you know what I mean, after him dying, and then you seeing the joint, like, man, what? Did you speak this shit into existence? Like,
That's a good
Yeah.
point. People
like,
say
this
that.
shit-
People
this
say
shit
that.
bothered me, man. Like,
and then we was already getting the pop vibes
Machiavelli,
already. So this to add to it, it was like, both of them knew something was going on. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy.
I looked at it from the standpoint of, okay, if this wasn't like, if this was the original thought process, I looked at it from the standpoint of, I'm bodying it. I'm the Undertaker. I'm bodying everybody. I'm taking everybody out. That's what I thought at the time.
I was hurt, man. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm thinking at the time.
My man
I'm
was
thinking
gone.
I'm bodying everybody.
Well,
at the
for
time.
from Big's own mouth, his own words was ready to die. He was ready to die from the street game. Life after death was like he on now. He died with
It
the
makes
street
sense,
stuff.
'cause it's life
This
after.
is life after all the street stuff. So that was his explanation. And to be fair, this album, even though because he was officially dead, they call it posthumous. He completed all of this. If you look in the title, he wrote the thank yous. This is from Big.
Right.
This album was complete as of February 1997. The album was completely done. The mixing, all of this was done while Biggie's alive. So nothing was done.
You figure the only thing stopped it, like I say, the only thing, the original intention was October. So in 5 months, absolutely.
Yeah, nothing. This wasn't like Machiavelli where they messed with the play order, took some songs off. All of this was completely complete while Biggie was alive. It just dropped after he was dead.
So they messed with the play order of Machiavelli?
Yes. Technically he
That's what I
recorded
heard.
He recorded more songs and they decided what songs and what playlist.
Whoever the A&R is of that album was great. Did a great job.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they did a great job because
Shit was
Tupac
incredible.
actually has a handwritten Machiavelli playlist. And it's most of the same songs, but they
That shit was
mixed them
incredible,
and matched them and took some off.
That nigga should have did All Eyes on Me. I'm just saying. Where was that nigga at when All Eyes on Me came out?
No, All Eyes on Me was not a terrible album. It was a
terrible album when this came out.
It was great if they made it one album. I don't think it was too
Very
diss.
disrespectful to.
No.
I don't intend to, but intentions.
But let's keep
sometimes intentions.
I'm talking to him. I ain't talking to him.
But I am focused because, like I said, when you put it in the context of this album, because when you look at this album, you look at that Double C, you like.
But I think and this is my opinion again. I think everybody who tried failed. Jay-Z failed with the double disc. I think Nas failed with the double disc.
Agree.
The Wu failed with the double disc, in my opinion.
Agree.
I don't think Wu-Tang Forever was nothing like this. Not close. I don't give a fuck how many of them on there. It wasn't this.
It wasn't.
Wu-Tang Forever.
Let's walk that back. Let's walk that back. As two Nas fans, when you talking about I Am.
No. He's talking about Street.
That should have been. That should have been.
Because the original
that should have been.
We know, but then it
That
got
should have
bootleg.
been.
We know.
If we talking about the original I Am, okay.
Yes, it should have been. And if you think about, it's supposed to have been I Am and Nostradamus, correct?
Yes.
Now, well,
it was songs taken off. I remember.
Hold on.
I remember Project Window was supposed to be on there.
That whole period, because if you remember, not to make this
Lost
about
tape
Nas,
stuff was supposed to be on there too.
Not because that era, that particular time, 2 albums got bootlegged that ruined them.
Jay-Z.
Nah, Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep Murder Music ruined it. When that and I Am was supposed to come out pretty much the same time, the bootlegging ruined them 2 albums.
Volume
3
was bootleg.
Where he did the stabbing. That's what the stabbing of Un came from.
That was bootleg, and the bootleg was better than the fucking album.
Bootleg actually
well,
was
it's a couple
So
that might be an episode called bootlegs that was better than the actual album.
Actually,
So
maybe.
let's go.
That may be.
That's a whole different episode right there.
The
'cause
bootlegs, some
them
albums
interludes that he put on there they took them off.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Beans and Bleak, they my Peter and Paul. Like, he killed that shit. But there's no double disc close to this in my opinion.
So let me just ask.
I
Was
agree with that.
Life After Death clearly, because after this, before this, or at least all that we knew, at least I knew, the only double album was All Eyes on Me. So was him making this double album a clear comeback? Like, yo, I'm making a double album too, and I'm gonna make it better. Was this Biggie's way?
Why not? Why not try to go at the best?
Why not?
That's the best.
I got 5
All
extra,
Eyes on Me
and I
is
got
the
5
best.
extra months.
If you want to patent your next album off anything or whatever was going on, you got to patent it off that. It's the best thing out.
Was it competitive? Was it like
Why wouldn't it be? It's a beef.
I want to shit
It's
on
a beef.
It's a
It's a
blowout.
beef, Carl.
It's a blowout. It's a blowout.
It's a beef.
It's a blowout.
See, I didn't get the whole. I don't know, man.
It's
Like,
a blowout.
It's the beef.
What are you saying? Ted?
All Eyes on Me
you
should have
gotta
been one
think, like,
album.
that's true too. But prior to that, Me Against the World.
Me Against the
Everything else was
incredible.
all that shit was all fucking EP. Should have been EPs.
So you're not a Pac fan.
No, I love pop, but
You didn't like Me Against the World?
No, I love Me Against the
Okay,
World.
class.
Yeah, I love Me.
I'm not a
No,
Pac fan.
What they got to
by
do
no
with the
stretch.
double CD we talking about though?
No,
Okay.
I'm just talking about pop. Period.
Okay.
like his
But what
I'm
asking
just
what you're
trying to
bringing
find
up,
out
what
where
they got
we're
to do
going.
with the double CD though?
like what you just said.
At that time when he was on his way to drop this, the best albums that was out was All Eyes on Me double disc.
He made
period.
a lot of music. He was recent. That shit wasn't a whole. I'll take it was written over All Eyes on Me.
I know you would. You'll take a lot of shit over All Eyes on Me.
Yeah,
You
because
don't
that shit
like
wasn't
All
that
Eyes on
good.
Me.
No, that's not true,
It's a
but it wasn't that
classic.
good.
It's a classic.
In
See,
your
yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
that shit could have
it's a
been one
classic.
disc.
Can you
Easy.
use a different album where it was written?
It's a lot of shit that could be
It
one
was
disc.
written getting tossed around
No.
like it's some trash.
No,
Like,
I'm
lot of
not
shit.
disrespecting.
It's
It
a
was
lot
not.
of shit.
Freaks,
It's a
we
lot
gotta
of
talk
shit.
about that.
No, but
Freaks.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
My boy
that's one
dropped
of them
twice in 1 year.
No, he didn't.
Here we go. It comes out
Twice
now,
in 1
Carl.
year.
He did
Carl,
not.
It comes out now. It comes out now.
He did
Here it
not.
is.
So many words.
No. He dropped once in 1 year.
Who?
The label
My boy
dropped another one.
dropped twice in 1
The
year.
label dropped the other one in the rest of the year.
But it didn't matter.
He was
It
going.
geared up. He was already ready. You see, he
Man,
geared
I
up.
mean,
So-
technically,
he getting up out of there.
Hold on, Freeze. I know that's your guy, but technically,
getting up out of there.
They were supposed to drop Machiavelli when he was alive. If he was alive, they was going to drop Machiavelli in like February, but they pushed it up.
technically.
They pushed it
the
up.
same way this was supposed to drop on Halloween. Technically,
You're right.
Let's talk about technical shit. Come on, let's not act like All Eyes on Me wasn't that shit when it dropped. It was rolling all through my fucking neighborhood. I'm from East Side.
I don't give a fuck about that?
One of the realest niggas I know that love Pop was bumping that shit every fucking day when
And that shit mean what to who?
Saturated.
That shit means nothing.
Yeah,
that shit was one fucking album.
Yeah,
it should have been one album.
To you.
Nigga, to everybody.
You the same guy like Drake double disc.
I do, nigga. The fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Nigga, that shit wasn't good, though.
Back to Biggie,
Don't
man.
want my homies, bro. That shit wasn't good.
That's why I made sure I made it today.
I don't give a fuck if you here, if you not here. My opinion don't change.
Let me ask something. Then Carl, you can go.
I love it.
Listen,
Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there wasn't some shit on that album. What I'm
There's a
saying
lot of
is,
shit on that album.
What I'm saying
and
is,
a lot of shit that was bitten from this guy on that album.
Oh man, you know
But we'll
what?
get to that.
Go ahead, no, say it,
But
nigga.
wait,
You know, let's go there. Let's go there. Cause we ain't gonna like this nigga's all that. Nigga, that shit could have been one fucking album. That shit could have been one fucking album.
We ain't even get to the album yet.
That shit could have been one fucking album.
Exactly.
We ain't even say one song yet. Like, damn.
Just keep it 100.
We didn't get to one song yet. But jeez.
Because I already know the comparison and all that was coming. I know that.
Is that why?
Yes, the fucking album is a classic. But don't sit here and say All Eyes on Me is not a classic. It's a classic, dropped at a classic time, and it's one of the best double CDs that's out.
Nigga, it was not, nigga.
Today.
When it come to double, this is the fucking bar. That shit ain't the fucking bar. That shit ain't the fucking bar. That shit ain't the fucking bar, nigga. That shit ain't the fucking bar.
I gotta disagree.
That shit wasn't the fucking bar, nigga.
Deaf, man.
This is the best double.
It was the first. It was the first, and that's where it stopped. It was the first, and that's where it stopped.
It was well manicured. He had to put it together right.
Now, like I said,
it's like the same. My same point was Ready to Die, Illmatic.
Dog.
You sitting back, you watching shit. You gotta make it better. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's what happens.
it sound like
That's
you
what
got
happens
narrative
when you
going
watching
on.
somebody.
It sound like you got
Kobe Bryant watching Michael Jordan.
Oh shit.
It's the same shit.
Right.
You watching somebody get better. You watching a pivotal moment. You watching something that changes the game of hip hop. All Eyes on Me changed the game of hip hop with a double disc. Who did it?
So let me.
Who did it?
Hold on.
Who did it?
No,
Let me stop you there. So you said change the game. You could change the game, and a nigga could elevate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right,
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm never going to say that.
That's
I'm never
why I love
gonna say
you.
that.
That's why
I'm
I
not
love
taking.
you. My
I'm
nigga.
not
Okay.
taking nothing
All right,
away
okay.
from this album. This album's a bona fide classic.
Okay.
I'm a Biggie fan. I'm never just going to
Okay.
say, yo, I dislike Biggie.
Okay.
I'm a Biggie fan because I'm a fan of hip hop. Point blank period. The same way I
I'm not-
like
I'm not-
Kobe.
I'm not gonna say
I'm a
Pac
fan
did.
of the game, but I know Kobe's a monster.
Was there a double disc before a Pac shit?
Absolutely not.
I say no, but some hip hop people tell me some otherwise. Not that I know.
What's the
of.
argument? What would they say it is?
Um,
Not to go off tangent, but what would they say
I was
it is?
hearing some.
It ain't nothing.
It ain't nothing.
It ain't.
Yo.
Next question,
No,
man.
I
Spend
said
too much
first.
time on
Nah,
that.
fuck that. I'm getting my point. So
Let's go, Tiz.
So you had other goats. You had other goats that came out with double disc after. Pac was the first. Big was the second.
But was there a definitive double album that we could say that we?
I would
a double
say
album
no.
before
I would
that?
say no. I would
Oh,
say
What's your argument to
before
say
Pac.
yeah?
Before
No,
Pac,
I never said that. I
All
said Pac
Eyes
was the
on Me,
first.
and this is
I said the
best
Pac was the
double
first.
album.
So All Eyes on Me.
No,
is
stop
the
putting that
origin
shit
of the
with
double
that. It's
album.
not there. It's not there.
What's
So
better? What's the double album besides this that's better than All Eyes on Me?
no, I'm not talking about
No,
all
let's-
those on me.
let's-
I'm speaking
Is
this.
that because of what you said, an album that changed the game. Yes,
Yeah.
All Eyes. Because I personally, I don't know of a double album that I don't think there was a double album before All Eyes on Me.
No, I don't think it was neither.
No, it wasn't.
I don't.
Am I wrong?
mean,
Don't get me wrong, I could be wrong.
It's some old school people that sing. I mean,
So
they
who?
said-
Let's clarify.
I mean, I heard. Man,
You doing too
I'm
much
drawing
thinking,
a-
so it don't
No, I
matter.
mean, no, it's nothing that's relevant.
Yeah,
to
it doesn't
me.
matter.
It's nothing that's relevant to me.
But with that, we talking about this.
As far
doesn't
as I
matter.
know, I say
Yeah.
Pac. That's the
Okay,
point
so
blank
Pac
period.
is the origin of the double album.
Yeah.
Not a bad album. And I don't want to, like I said, not a bad album.
No, it just should have been one disc.
That's an argument. At the end of the day, I still think All Eyes on Me.
A game changer. It definitely was a game changer. Definitely was a game changer.
No, I want to
Definitely a
rebuttal
game
what he
changer.
said. What he said was
Rebuttal.
that just because he listened to it, that he had the chance to listen to it, so he made his shit better. So then you had three that come after that: Wu-Tang Forever. You had Nas come out and Jay-Z that didn't come out nothing better than this, and their double disc was not better, not close.
I agree with that.
I gotta agree with that.
Totally different
Yeah. I
artists.
gotta agree with that.
Which one of them guys we saying is better than Biggie?
Niggas say Hov better than Biggie every fucking day of the week.
Oh, now, due to history, yes, I would say so.
Dog, but
I'm talking
he
about
had a chance. This nigga been did when a double this came out.
Well, let's talk about context. Are you talking about at that time, or are we talking about now?
At that time, it's not
history.
even argument.
What are we talking about?
At that point when Jay-Z dropped his double disc, he was already gone. He was gone.
Yeah. Jay-Z double disc?
He was gone. He was already gone.
Oh yeah,
he was gone. He was gone.
But he couldn't do no wrong.
He was gone
Yeah,
already.
but
I would say he was gone already, but I think that the albums that made him better than Biggie came
It wasn't that double disc.
It wasn't that double disc.
Wasn't that double
Before
disc?
that, he was on another level because he was big.
Okay, throw this goddamn So what was it called?
Name the albums. Go ahead. Name the albums.
When did the Gift
Name
and
the
the
albums that came out at the double disc.
Gifts and the Curse came out in 2002.
What came up before that?
Blueprint 1.
All right.
Boom. That's all the fuck you need.
That's all
the fuck you need.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's all, bro. That's all you need.
I'm not.
So you made a fucking statement and you're like it's over.
Me myself, I like the Black album better than the Blueprint.
Then you're fucking high.
That's me myself.
Hey, we're going a different way now.
That's me myself.
Nah, I can't go with y'all on that. But let's stick to
I like multiple albums.
That's a whole.
Let's go though.
All right, I can't go with y'all on that, but I want to. We got a lot of material to cover.
That double CD was.
I'm not saying it ain't a classic. I'm not saying it ain't a classic.
There's no argument about the double. My actual argument about his double CD is his argument what he's saying about Pop. He could have made that one CD and he'd have been good.
100%.
Proceed. Good to go.
Oh man.
But we ain't even get to those songs yet, man. Let's get to the. I ain't get to those songs yet, man. Jeez.
I can't believe you, dog. I'm gonna call you after this because there's no way you think the fucking Black album is better than Volume 2 or the Blueprint.
I just think that at the time when I was listening to the Black album,
let's be clear. Volume 2, we talking about the Gift and the Curse.
Just think about it.
Volume 2 was Hard Knock Life.
Hard Knock Life.
Okay, so you going chronological? Okay, Hard Knock Life. No, it's not better than Hard Knock Life.
You talking about the Black album?
Nah, not the Black. The Black album's not better than Hard Knock Life.
And it's not better than Blueprint, correct?
You saying the Black album's better than Blueprint though?
The Blueprint? Oh, wait.
He just said that. He said it's better.
Hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. Okay, it's a whole different argument. This is why I had to, because I thought about it.
It's two blueprints. When he's saying the Gift and the Curse, he means
you talking about the Blueprint album or the Blueprint, the Gift and the Curse?
No,
the Blueprint album.
The Blueprint, the first Blueprint is 2001.
Okay, the Blueprint album?
Yes.
Man, it's not too much better than that.
Who you talking to him?
Now you talking to him.
You don't like that?
I'm not saying I love the Blueprint.
He just said the Black album's better.
I just said I listen to the Black album more.
I'm not gonna fight you on that because they both.
I'm fighting him on that.
Both incredible.
I'm fighting them on
They both incredible.
It's cool. Of course you are.
You know how I feel about the Blueprint.
I love the Blueprint. It's one of my favorite
I like the
albums.
Blueprint over the Black album.
It's just something that the Black album, I fell in love with the Black album.
Blueprint is way better than the Black album.
Not fucking close.
Absolutely, way better.
Okay,
way better. Sign me up.
All right, okay.
Sign me up.
Two different things. Okay, I just want to make.
Not close.
Fellas, I just want to make sure we weren't talking about the Blueprint, the Gift, and the Curse in that argument.
No.
That's not even in that argument.
No. What I'm saying was
that's not even in the equation.
Okay, the reason that was brought up is because he said
you're talking about double albums, of course.
Right. We're talking about double albums, and I thought everything after this was bullshit.
I love it.
From the Wu, from Jay-Z, and from Nas.
That's an argument, though. That's an argument.
That's not
Blueprint and the Black album. That's an argument.
That ain't an
It
argument.
is. I think it is. I'm not.
And I think the Black album is a classic. To be clear,
It's an
but I don't
argument.
think it's an argument with the Blueprint.
Now, if you ask me what I prefer, it's the Blueprint.
I prefer.
I think
I ain't gonna
the
argue.
Blueprint could be easily Jay-Z's best album ever.
It could be. Absolutely.
Easily
But the
be.
Black album could be also.
Easily be.
No,
It could.
I think Volume 2 is better than the fucking Black album. Hard Knock Life.
Now we can start.
Hard Knock Life is the start.
Let's get back on Big.
That's a different argument. That's an off-camera argument.
Yeah, that's a whole
my
other
bad.
show.
I didn't mean to
But
fight.
it's all good.
But no, I love it though. I love it. But we gotta get
Of course we're going to visit all these people. We're going to visit these people because we talking about it great.
Yeah, but
so it's people that's going to be visited.
It's only those he's compared to.
But those names are going to come back up again during this conversation.
Absolutely.
Because they're great. But man, Life After Death is the second and final studio album by the notorious B.I.G. was his actual artist name at this time. Released on March 25th, 1997 on Bad Boy Arista Records. It is a double album released 16 days after Biggie's death. Life After Death was recorded from September 1995 when the recording process started until January 1997 when he officially completed it.
So he wasn't done that album.
No,
He definitely wasn't done.
No, he wasn't done.
He added on.
I want to know.
Boom.
I would like to know what was added on. Just my
It's clear. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. It's clear. It's kind of clear.
It features artists like Jay-Z, R. Kelly, Puff Daddy, Lil' Kim, 112, The Lox, Mace, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Too Short, and others. Life After Death features production from Puff, The Hitmen, DJ Premier, Havoc, Easy Mo B, Buck Wild, Clark Kent, RZA, and KG from Naughty by Nature. Like we said earlier, Life After Death was supposed to be released on Halloween in 1996, but Biggie was involved in a car accident in September of 1996, which delayed the finalizing of the album. It was pushed back into 1997. Biggie explained, if you remember that Rap City episode when he was on there with Joe Claire when he was in L.A., remember he was sitting in a parking lot or something. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah, he had the blue shirt on.
Yeah, on that episode, he said that he aimed to get a wider audience with Life After Death. And by collaborating with a wider range of artists.
Clear intention.
Than he did on Ready to Die.
Did they give the date? What was the date of that article? I'm just curious.
This was an interview. What was that interview? And I'm not sure the date of the interview.
Okay, but
he
clear
was
intentions.
This is on his LA trip though. This is
after Pac died because he spoke about Pac.
Yeah. Okay. Pac was dead. Pac was definitely dead.
But the intention clear. He made the intention clear.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was probably
and it's relevant.
Matter of fact, it was probably February of 1997.
Okay.
Just thinking about it in my head.
Okay.
Because this goes to my next part.
But that's relevant. It's relevant.
Biggie traveled to the West Coast in February of 1997. So he wasn't just there for a couple days. He went to the West Coast for a long period of time.
I think they said the album was recorded in Trinidad, New York, and on the West Coast.
Well, he passed away on March 9th, we all know. He traveled to Cali in February of 1997 to promote and he shot the video for Hypnotize out there.
Yeah, he was out there for a minute.
Yeah. The Rap City interview was after Hypnotize was already done. The video was already done for Hypnotize.
It was actually probably on his set or something though, right?
Because he was still on the cane.
He was in the cane. He was in the cane all the way up to the end.
He was real immobile in the video,
So, Biggie was shot 4 times in a drive-by shooting and was later pronounced dead at Cedar Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. All of this happened, he was in there for almost, and I ain't gonna say a month, but maybe close to like a month he was in LA. So it wasn't like he just went for a weekend or something. He was doing heavy promotion. He did the Hypnotize video. He was trying to go to all the radio stations to kind of, build himself up, let them know he ain't on no beef type time no more.
He was on
It's all love. Yeah, he was on that Big Boy. He freestyled on one where he used like some of his album verses on there. But he was active in the LA
That nigga
market.
was not gonna stop going to LA. He liked that weed too much. He liked them women out there. He wasn't. He was trying to mend that. I'm
gonna get weed and broads flew in.
from LA.
But he wasn't.
You got Branson.
Yeah, we gonna meet Branson. We gonna meet everybody.
Come on,
There was a reason that nigga. Listen,
him and Branson was like this. He was one of the first niggas talking about Branson. Well, I ain't gonna say one of the first, but him and he on
it's in the lyric. It's in the lyric. The weather and the weed.
Let's get into it. All right, Life After Death. We're going to get right into it.
This is why this made this the greatest double disc too, the track list. But go ahead.
Side one, that's something I want to talk about.
Sequence.
That was big. That's in my notes. I'm big on that. But we're going to get into this one, side one, depending on when you bought it and how you look at it. If it's streaming, it all plays as one. But, it actually is, for those that don't know, that got it in the beginning. It's 2 discs. Or if you got the vinyl, it's 4 sides.
The symmetry. It was 12 and 12, right?
Yeah.
The symmetry was beautiful. 12 and 12.
So track number 1, or the first thing you hear on it, is the Life After Death intro, produced by Puffy and Stevie J. It kind of continues.
2 dirtbags.
It continues.
Come on, man. Do my boy Stevie like that, man.
Stevie married a nigga wife, man. Fuck that nigga.
Sleazy J.
Dirtbags, man.
Sleazy
J.
Boss,
man. Stevie getting boss, man.
Now Stevie.
At one point, Sleazy was a very accredited producer, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Let's not lose sight of that, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Aside from his most recent
play
antics.
a lot of instruments.
Yeah,
But it ended where Ready to Die. It begun where actually we're Ready to Die. It begun where Ready to Die ended. Where Biggie killed him. Remember, Biggie killed himself on Ready to Die.
Thought.
So it's suicidal thoughts. So now he in the hospital. Puff's talking to him.
Beautiful.
This looking back is kind of after he passed away now, and it's kind of like a little crazy after real life.
Creativity though,
because like he's talking to him like, "Yo, you got more life to live." You know, like it's crazy.
Off the bat, creativity.
And I know they ain't originally planned for this to happen like this, but it's like art imitating life. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
But it's dope if you think about it, like how it picks up from suicidal thoughts. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But his death overshadowed all that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
It
intentional.
yeah.
I think that was intentional.
Yeah.
I think the album was called Life After Death originally, and that thought process was intentional. I think that was intentional.
No. That was
The creativity behind it
these
was
are
intentional.
big thoughts. Actually, he thought this out.
No,
This-
it makes sense after
Yeah,
suicidal
no.
thoughts, but his death kind of fucked all that up.
Yeah.
Right. All right, we're going to go into track number 1, Somebody's Got to Die, produced by Nasheem Merrick, Carlos Brody, and Puffy.
My boy said, I'm sitting here in the crib dreaming about Lil Jackson Coops, the way Saw shoots and how to sell records like Snoop. Oops.
He's telling you, he's telling you, like, listen, man, I'm here for a read. This is what we doing.
Dog, that
What you
shit.
mentioned earlier.
This
As
what we
far as
doing.
like he's
Dog.
looking to take it over as we global,
that's what we
him
doing,
being more
man.
global.
The way Saw shoots and how to sell records like Snoop.
This is not happenstance. It's a purpose here. Y'all can do what y'all doing, man, but I'm here to sell records.
Yeah, I see what's going to get the money.
I'm ready to get this money. And y'all going to call me the best, but I'm going to get, don't get it twisted. I'm going to get this money too.
That's what made him different.
Yeah.
That's what made him different.
I'm gonna get this, but I ain't gonna do it in a sloppy way.
Nah.
And he was going to be the only one that can handle the fuck shit that Puff was bringing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was dictating it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, nigga, yeah, I know you put me on, but nigga, you know I run this shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But I think they both was like that as well. Like, I think how great Pac was kind of like Suge's bullshit kind of brought upon him too. Like,
That's
the
weird
fuck-
that you say that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In my
It was
opinion.
crazy because both duos balanced each other out.
Yeah.
Because the bullshit that Puff, all that shiny shit, Big was willing to do that. Because that's Puff's dream. That's Puff. Puff's living through Big. You know what I mean? Puff living just like Suge living through Pac.
Yeah, Pac was the military mind. He was militant.
Yeah, like-
he was militant.
Yeah,
He was,
his level of
It's
thinking was
ironic
way
that you
different.
say that, man.
Suge mental wasn't on Pac.
no,
it wasn't at all.
But
Pac was
that's
on.
the
But as far as the power that Suge had,
boom. There you go.
Pac
I can
always
get that out through him.
dreamed of having that.
Pac,
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Pac was a thug, not a gangster. Suge made him a gangster.
Suge was a gangster.
Yeah,
First.
Suge was a gangster. Yeah, Suge was a gangster. Yeah,
Yeah, word.
Quiet gangster. But with this nigga,
yeah.
here though,
I could put my shit in
Took
the
his
words
paper
through
to
him.
another level.
and Pac thinking on and you got to also understand Pac thinking on the other end too. Oh, with this nigga, I got the movement behind
I'm
me.
untouchable. That's why he going around stomping niggas out in Vegas.
Boom. Now, back to the album. Puff thinking, man, let's take this thing global. You know what I mean? Let's take it global.
I got the words to do it now. But yeah, no, back to
Through
the
this
album.
nigga, I could talk through this nigga.
Yeah.
Big thinking, I could move through this nigga.
Nah, yeah. And I mean, this, we talked about, one of my favorite episodes that we did this year on the podcast was the storytelling. And we talked, this is classic Biggie storytelling right here, man. Like, to start off the album.
It's big though, man. Like every song was a fucking story. Like it was tough for you not to say that he gonna tell you who, like I said, who, what, when, where, and most.
I mean,
most songs.
even the bar you gave, he sitting in the
It's
crib
suspenseful.
beaming like
Yeah.
about Lear
It's
Jets and Coops,
suspenseful,
the way
too.
Salt Soups and how the rail set. Then he interrupted by a door, but like the detail
It's
that he
suspenseful, man.
gives
It's-
and his visual, like you can paint that picture. He's
Yeah.
giving you all the little
You
details.
feel like you're there. You're there.
Yeah,
you're there.
like you
you're
can
not
see the whole
listening.
thing.
You are
Stop
in
the
the
dogs from barking.
Right.
Then
Then proceed to walking.
He said,
It's
"There
a
goes
face
Jason
that I've seen
There-
before.
What he say? There go Jason with his back to me, talking to his faculty.
The best
Yeah.
ones put you there, man. The best ones put you there. You in the moment. You not listening. You there. The best ones put you there.
And he was getting revenge for his man C-Rock getting killed. And then he ended up the dude Jason that he was trying to kill, he turned around, he was holding his daughter. Like that joint is crazy, man. That story is ill.
It's a different level of writing.
That's a different level of
level of writing.
storytelling, writing.
But do you get there without
he
the
walking up-
96 releases?
He said-
You got
he said,
to get there. That's how
niggas
you get
like
there.
you
Though.
do 10-year bids, miss the nigga they want, and murder
Murder
innocent
innocent
kids.
kids.
Nah, got one nigga in my eye, and that's Jason.
Ain't no slugs gonna be wasted. Like,
Incredible, man.
this the first song on the album. The first song. Then he come right after that. Phil, you mentioned sequencing. All right, I'm gonna give you a storytelling
I'ma
joint.
give you a
to
dark
start the
story,
joint. Now we gonna hit you with the single right
gonna
here.
smash it.
Hypnotize.
All right, get up. Everybody get up.
Track number 3, Hypnotize. Then we gonna smash you with a hit single right now.
But let's talk about the single though. Listen, that single.
I have a confession though. I have a confession.
It's coming off. It's coming off
As,
that
as much as Biggie is my guy, I have a confession. When I first heard Hypnotize,
I appreciate you. That
I'm gonna be honest. When I first
You ain't
heard
like
her,
it. The
I
video
didn't-
made you
I
like
didn't like it. No, it
No.
wasn't a video. I wasn't big on the beat.
You ain't
It
like
wasn't
that
beat.
till you got in the moment.
but bars.
You was in the
I
club.
wasn't big on the
But
beat.
bars.
But when I tell you this song came on the radio so much, like this is when like every hour this is playing at least one time.
I'm gonna tell you when I loved it.
And then I heard
My
the
shit.
bars over the beat. And then I seen the way people was reacting to this song and it made you want to move.
Carl, I was like 22 years old at this time. You know when I loved it?
What's that?
When it came on and you was in the club.
Yeah,
You like,
yeah.
whoa, wow.
It was sort of like that.
Wow.
It was sort of like the One More Chance vibe to me. Like it
Wow.
instantly turned into a party song to me.
No.
That's what I love.
When I
about
first heard One More Chance remix, I was on board. I liked it from the beginning. But the beat, I really wanted the beat. But then I heard it so much on the radio, I was listening to his lyrics and what he was
Why though,
saying.
Carl?
That's
It
what it
left
was.
field.
Yeah.
My
It
boy
was
said
left
Papa Big
field.
Smooth
The
since
sound
the
was left
Underoos.
field.
Yeah.
The sound wasn't gritty.
Nah.
It wasn't gritty. It was very, very, very non-threatening.
My nigga had mermaids in the video.
He did.
Yeah, my boy was in the Benz driving backwards.
Driving backwards on the
rolling
highway.
rolling shit.
As Boy would say, the aggressive content was still there though.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to the content, there was nothing different
Yes,
from that.
I squeezed 3 at your cherry M3.
Your daughter's tied up in the Brooklyn basement. Face it.
Not guilty.
But he brought them to. He said, "Nah, y'all come over here."
I'm gonna get a happy beat, but I'm giving you these bars.
I'ma give you these-
And y'all,
I'ma
and,
give
we,
this
and when this
aggressive
come on in the
content.
club, y'all gonna go crazy.
And that's what happened. Because I heard it when I said, "Wow, this is a moment right here. This is crazy."
This song was a
What he
monster.
say? He said sneak dissing. Recently, niggas who dissing me ain't saying nothing. Like he took his little shots in here too.
Yeah, the video. Y'all mentioned the video. The video was crazy. Hype Williams,
Yeah.
big budget.
That was an MTV premiere. Like that was a.
They
Yeah,
played
you
that
know,
shit 100 times.
Yeah, that was a premiere. Like they
this
told
is-
you when it was coming. They told you when that
like
video
you
was
said,
coming.
And then they had this video out. He was already gone. So you know what I'm saying?
Though, but besides,
this premiered after he passed away.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It
saying.
premiered
what I'm
after
saying,
he passed
besides Remember the Time, the Mike joint. What else was premiering like that?
That's a good
away. Not
question.
in hip hop. Not in
Like,
hip hop.
you gotta think.
Not
though,
in hip hop.
Do you remember how big that shit was? A fucking movie.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
no,
a mini
no,
movie.
it was
100
a
Miles
movie.
and Running. I remember distinctly. 100 Miles and Running was a big premiere.
On MTV,
California Love too.
100
Don't
Miles.
forget about
California
that.
Love.
California Love
There was a
was.
few videos
California
that
Love
premiered that
was.
had like
because California Love got an extended version.
Yeah, it was
too.
a couple videos. 100 Miles and Running was one of those.
Today was a good day.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ice Cube.
But it was a couple. It was a
y'all
couple
age.
of
That
them
was a this
MTV
nigga.
breaks. MTV breaks where they stopped everything they was doing and they played. Yeah.
Hypnotize is big, man.
Yo,
Yeah,
Hypnotize
the
was
song
huge,
was on the
man.
it was all over the
Huge,
radio.
yeah, it was all over
When the
the place.
video came out, it was just everywhere.
The video
It was
just
big
made
budget.
it. The video just hurt us even more, man, because you see him having fun with life. You see him doing his two-step.
And you could also see his growth. He didn't look like that
it was
same
on a
grimy
different
dude
level,
from
man.
The streets. He
That
had the
shit
suit
hurt.
on.
He was
He had the
happy as
cane.
Even no
hell.
matter.
He looked like he was slimming down a little bit. Like he was
crazy.
living, man. He was living.
It was like, oh, this what the and what I spoke to earlier. It was, this what this nigga was up to. Okay,
He was showing his witty side too.
this is what this nigga was up to. Okay, this is a perfect carryover from what he was doing. It makes sense now. Because that was, like I said, this is what I was like, what is this nigga gonna come with? Because the premiere of your album was a big thing back in the day.
yeah.
So my thing was, what is this dude gonna do? And when he did it, it was like, Oh, okay.
There you go.
All right, there you go. Okay. All right, boom.
So Hypnotize is a monster. And then once again, the theme of album sequencing. All right, we're gonna come with this monster single. Or are we gonna come with another happy single right after it? No. We're gonna come with a straight hip hop record, track number 4, Kick in the Door, produced by DJ Premier.
We're not before you get into the beat drop, before you get into the lyrics. It's petty shit.
It's a lot of petty shit with this album.
Like
This
you had
song.
an interview with Trevor Jones.
Yeah, the mad rapper.
The mad rapper. Who are they talking like? Talking just like the Woo. How many this goes out to you?
You.
How many Wu-Tang members?
It's 9. At the
Plus
time.
At that
plus
point,
one.
yeah.
Nas is 10. This goes out to you went 10 times.
Wow.
The you that was 10 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of stuff.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot
didn't
of.
get that.
It's a lot.
I
No,
didn't get
I
that
did
one.
get that, but
I
it's
didn't-
more.
I
It's
didn't get
more.
that.
It's
I didn't
more.
get that.
Then he used the hottest, I guess, comedian at the time.
Martin Lawrence.
But that wasn't a big thing nobody knew that at the time. Like everybody
No.
knew.
I know.
Yeah, that was kind of like a subliminal.
Mostly all of this stuff in this song, I did not know at the time. I will admit to that. I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
I didn't
No.
know that when
I didn't know.
I was listening to this song.
I didn't know Kicking the Door. I didn't know what was. I thought Kicking the Door was just some hard ass.
Yeah,
shit.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
didn't
catch
know.
So,
none
so
of
you
this
only
at the
thought it was a
time.
playoff Junior Mafia of
I
Get
did.
Money?
I thought Kicking the Door was just some hard ass
When
shit.
I first heard this, I didn't.
Killed this.
Once I heard
didn't know.
Premiere, I ain't give a
I
fuck
didn't
what
know
he
it
said
would
after
be.
that.
This
But
is one of my favorite
It's
songs
more.
already.
It's even more. It's even deeper than the Premier stuff. And Nas actually said this song was about him, but it was about him. But it was about more people too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was
Yeah.
about a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But the Martin Lawrence snippet was big because Martin was that guy. Also, Biggie was on Martin.
Yeah, I remember
so they
that.
had a
Yeah,
great
yeah, that's classic
relationship.
moment.
So
Classic
so that
moment.
was big. But this song, you mentioned the Woo. Then he takes shots at Nas. He takes shots directly at Ray and Ghost, and he takes shots at Ja Rule the Damager.
J. Rue the
on
from
this-
Wrath
on
of the
this
Mav
song-
that came out in '96.
on this song too. And the beat is crazy. And the
Wrath
funny,
of the Mav came out in
the funny,
'96.
but let's get to the Nas, and we talked about Nas and Biggie a lot already. But
That was
if
Biggie
Biggie was still alive, this would have been a
thing.
This would have been a real thing.
A thing,
Like,
yeah.
But well before Jay-Z and Nas, Biggie and Nas would have been a thing because Biggie didn't start this. This goes back. Nas actually started this. You think the message on It Was Written was just about Jay-Z? The Lexus line was about Jay-Z. But the one life, one love, there can only be one king?
Boom.
That's
Absolutely.
about Biggie.
But there was a freestyle too.
It was a freestyle.
There was a freestyle.
And Biggie.
That's what it was.
Biggie
There
had
was
a
a
freestyle,
magazine.
too.
Biggie had a
That's what it
magazine.
was.
Boom.
I forget what
King of New York.
publication it was. The King of New York.
It was
What,
It might have been the source. It might have been King
it
of
was
New
the
York.
source. Definitely was the source.
It might have been the
No,
source.
it wasn't. Double XL.
Double
It was
XL,
with the
okay.
red leather on with the crown on.
No,
Sitting in the chair.
no,
What-
actually,
what was
no,
the
no,
flavor?
time out.
1,000 flavors
No,
or
time out.
500
It actually
flavors?
says it was the source.
Was it? The
was
leather
source.
was 100. Was it 1,000
it says the
flavors?
source.
It was a red joint though, right?
Yeah, it was a
Had the
red leather. It was a
on
big
with
red
the
leather.
crown on.
1,000 flavors.
It says King
It
of
was
New
something
York.
like that. The
Yeah, he
label
had
was
that
1,000
freestyle.
flavors.
Nas had a freestyle. Like you're right. He had
It was in response to that
It was to that cover.
that
Yup.
magazine cover.
He said, "I take the crown off the so-called king and lock it down." That was based
Now
off.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna go off on a different tangent, man.
ahead,
You can
go
go
ahead,
back.
go ahead.
In my opinion, this is the origin of the downfall of East Coast / New York hip hop, the King of New York Wars.
Why do you say that?
Because clearly dudes chose sides after that, man. And there was events led up to that. Because think about it. Okay, you got that, what you just spoke about. Now you got the biggest group bubbling at the time. The Wu chooses Nas.
Absolutely.
Big got Jay, who was a rising artist at the time. So you got sides chosen. So now you clearly splintering a big part of hip hop
Yep.
at the time. So
Same
now,
guy that used Nas on his joints.
So now, okay, so boom, you got that. Now, Big dies. Jay is seeing all this and he learns from all this. He rises to, so now naturally I don't know, maybe is there a disdain?
No, I think it's something. I think it's
That's the
definitely
whole
something
thing,
in what
man.
you're saying. I think
And then
it's
at the end of the day, like I said, what was it? What year did 50 break? We fast forwarded way
2003,
forward.
2003.
But the damage had already been done. Now you get 50 on top and it's, all right, so everything's splintered. I'm on top. Fuck I'm gonna kill everybody now. That's just my opinion.
Well,
Boom.
But the 50 shit was way deeper than that shit. That shit was before hip hop. Before he made it, that shit was Supreme in them and Murder Inc. That shit was a beef.
But Tiz, let me ask you a question. It
That
was
shit
a beef, but 50 is very intentional in terms
Blood
of what
was
he
shed,
does. Right, but it wasn't shared between Jadakiss, Nas. Nas is a nigga that helped you, that pulled you along.
Well, you got to think that the Jadakiss shit, he was pulled into it because he did a song with another nigga that he was
exactly.
beefing with.
But you got a nigga that feels like, okay, now I'm the guy. Period. This shit is already splintered. I'm a splinter. I'm going to shatter
He
this
looked
shit.
over his shoulder and said, "I got this white man running with me. I'm gonna."
Right, but that's part of that's 50 realizing the power that he got.
Yeah.
50's never been unintentional in what he does. That's a different conversation.
He's not.
But no, well, I think the 50.
But this is the origins of it.
The 50, yeah, the
This is
50,
the
the 50
origins
does
of it,
have
though.
more street stuff involved. I think this at this time is more just like super competitive.
This is rap shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
this is rap
Absolutely.
shit.
This is
him sitting
this
back
is the
watching.
foundation cracks. Though.
This is him sitting back
because
watching.
at the time it was harmonious.
But I think it's both ways. It's like Big's like, I'm that nigga, y'all not. And Nas is like, I want you know what I'm saying? You made that money. They saying I got the best album, but I want what you got. So I'm coming for you. You ain't the king, I'm the king.
But lyrically, that's your equal.
Yeah.
That's your equal. Can we agree on that?
Nas always gets the
Can we agree on that?
Nas always gets
Hold
the
on.
pass.
Hold on. Say that again.
That's your equal at the time.
Lyrically,
Nas is saying, nigga, I'm your equal. You can't out-rap me.
Okay,
You might be able to out-popularize, but you can't out-rap me. So I'm coming at you.
Fair. That's fair.
It's the king of New York.
That's fair.
Ray Ghost, I get it. You know, but we talking about me and you.
That's fair.
I just dropped my shit. My shit was a hit.
well, you got to think. I mean, I understand why they had more in common at that time because they wasn't commercialized. Nas wasn't commercial.
At all.
Wasn't commercial.
No.
Big
Nas
was
just
shooting for
jumping
that.
into the commercial arena.
Because of Big.
Because
I agree.
because
He
of
wants
Big.
he wants to sell.
Absolutely. I ain't make no money off Illmatic.
But that's
to hear him say it.
But that's what took away from Nas being Nas all these years. That's why you don't know who the fuck you getting because he wants to be something different than when he actually.
Everybody can't perfect that.
It's not genuine.
That lane.
It's not genuine.
A hard lane.
That's the beauty in
Yes,
Big and
yes,
this album.
yes.
And
I agree.
And that's where I wanted to. That's the beauty in Big.
That's I agree
That's
with you
the
100%.
beauty.
But let's get to these bars. He starts it off right saying, "Your reign on the top was short like leprechauns, as I crush so-called willies, thugs, and rapper
That's
dons."
Nas.
Willies.
That's Nas.
That's Nas all the way, man.
Willie Esco.
Yeah, you talking to him, man.
That's Nas.
Get in that ass quick like Ramadan.
And I'm bumping to it. I'm
It's a
like,
rap phenomenon.
not knowing he
Done
going at my
data.
guy. I'm like, yeah.
Fuck Papa. You got to call me Francis M.H.
I'm like, this
Stay
shit,
low and keep
this
firm.
shit hard.
Keep extra clips for extra shit.
And I'm not thinking that there is
Come on,
any
man.
discord because Premier produced it. Nigga, Premier's all over. It was written in Illmatic. Why would I think there's some?
He said, "Ain't no other kings in this rap thing. They siblings. Nothing but my children. One shot, they disappear." This is clearly Nas.
This the next.
It's
that's
ill
the
when
one.
MCs used to be
That's
on
the
Cuddy
one.
shit. Took home, ready to die. Listen, study shit. Now they on some money shit. Successful out the blue. Nigga, remember Nas? Nas said it's his own word. That's why Nas said in his own words, like, "Yo, I seen Ready to Die," and like, "Yo, I wanted that."
Yeah.
Like you
He
took
brought
home,
on Steve
you took
Styles
home-
for that
yeah,
reason.
you took home
Yo,
Ready
make
to
me
Die.
that- yo, let's-
listen, study shit. Like,
Yeah,
you study my album, nigga. Now you successful out the blue. Come on, man. He said you still recouping, stupid.
He was. That's the. And at the time,
Nigga popping off.
that shit was, the song was incredible. I'm not
Nigga
even knowing he
popping
going at
off,
my guy
man.
until,
He popping
maybe
off.
5-10 years
When
later.
they're
I ain't
heavy.
even know.
And then that's the Nas part.
Queens bust.
But then people don't even understand.
Settle it.
People don't
With the
understand
metal
how
shit.
how he
make
was,
it hot like
how
the
he was
kettle
talking
get
about Ja Rule the
delicate.
Damager. The producer Nasheem Merrick said the second verse is directed at Ja Rule the Damager because he had the song on the Wrath of the Map, which I thought was dope. He had a song called One Day on there where he was clearly
was
taking
dope,
shots
yeah.
at
That
Big,
was dope.
Bad Boy,
Yeah.
and Puff.
What they do.
But look, but he said this the crazy thing about it. Big is talking to DJ Premier on the song. He's
throwing a shot at
his
Premier,
guy
yeah.
talking to him. He said, "Son, I'm surprised you run with them." Primo, I'm surprised you run with this nigga, man.
They nothing but dicks. Yo, that was hard as shit.
They got coming them because they nothing but dicks. He talking to Primo.
I didn't know that
about
at the
Ja
time,
Rule
man.
the Damager. Like, he dissing his man.
Didn't know that at the time.
To the producer of the shit, man.
That's the beauty in the writing.
That was
Ill.
That's the beauty in the writing, man. That at the time,
that's
man,
what
you
made him
just-
different.
Yeah.
Now, Taz mentioned this goes out to you. That was
I didn't get that.
That
Yo,
was Will.
I was today years old
But
till
it's
I got
more.
that.
I got some more for you. It's more Will. He said this goes out for those that choose to use disrespectful views on the king of NY. Fuck that. Why try? Throw bleach in your eye.
Yeah, okay.
It's more to that.
Now you delicate.
It's more to that.
Fuck that light shit. I'm scaling it.
Yeah. But there's a ghost face.
That Raekwon on only it's he's so clever. On only built for Cuban links. Raekwon got a song Ice Water on that song. He says that's life. To the top it all off. Beef with white pulling bleach out, trying to throw it in my eyesight. He said, "Why try? Throw bleach in your eye." This nigga's super clever,
that shit went.
man. I
That
never
shit
would
went-
have caught that. I never would have caught that.
that shit-
But
I
Ray
didn't
caught
get
that though. Ray caught that though.
Because they listen. But that's the effect of.
If there's beef between us, we can
can
settle
settle
it
it.
with the chroma metal shit. I make it hot like the delegate.
You
delicate.
You better get who sent you. Got more rise than Great Adventure.
Motherfucker was brilliant, man. He
Yo,
was
one of my
brilliant with
favorite
the wordplay, man.
One of my favorite
Like
songs on the
nobody,
album.
He was brilliant with the
nobody
wordplay,
can catch
man.
that. Nobody like
He was brilliant with the wordplay.
I
It
drop
was-
unexpectedly
like
like
bird
bird shit.
You herbs get.
That's hard, man. The wordplay is just out of this world. And this is why I said this was way
were
more
cheated, man.
anticipated. Because I wasn't lacking in what I got before in terms of.
But you didn't know
it
he was
written.
coming like
I-
this.
right, and that's why I was. But Ted, what you saying is why I was like, okay, come on, man, what this nigga gonna say? What this? I'm thinking like, what is he gonna say?
Prior to this, I didn't know. I knew the little shots was being taken. I didn't think he'd come like, let me just go at all these niggas, man. Like, fuck that. I'm gonna go at all of them.
Now, a
I
lot of
only
that
got
shit
one
went
friend
over
over
my
here.
head, though.
No, that
sorry,
and when
man.
I heard it, said no way I thought about.
I'm
all
sorry,
that.
man.
But then
I'm not
here-
gonna sit here and be.
No. I'm not.
That shit went over my head.
I'm
A lot
with
of that
you.
shit,
I didn't
dude.
catch none of that.
Yeah.
I didn't catch none of that.
The
But
bleach in your eye,
Yeah.
you. I didn't get that.
when I heard
You
when I
cursed
found
it, but
Nah.
you rehearsed it.
yeah, I didn't get that.
when I
didn't get
found
that.
out some of that stuff, I was like, wow, this dude was just his pen game was just
Yeah,
crazy,
just
man.
crazy,
So
yeah.
then we on sequencing again.
This nigga
man.
say he punished the publishing.
We on sequence it again. So he drops Kick in the Door, straight hip hop banger. So what do? Do we come with another hip hop banger? No, we don't come with another hip hop banger. We come back with the biggest R&B dude in the game.
This is the brilliance
And
of
we
Puff.
drop Fucking You Tonight. Fucking You Tonight.
Listen.
Yo, if this album came out in 2020, if this song came out in 2021, this song would be number one on the radio.
Listen, this is why I said this is the greatest double album ever, because I think the fact that When He Died didn't do it justice because there was so much commercial success on this album, untapped commercial success.
This was on the
this
movie
album.
too.
It's crazy.
Soundtrack.
No, this is the movie. In Too Deep. What Frisco was going at LL Girl.
It's so much untapped commercial success on this album.
Yeah.
This honestly, man, and y'all might say I'm crazy. This honestly could have been a diamond album, man.
No, it was a diamond album.
Listen,
This
I'm
album
talking
sold
about
out. Oh,
this-
but prior,
this-
you talking about prior to?
This album could have very well been promoted from 97 all the way till 98, man. Like literally the middle of 98. I'm trying to tell you. Because of how much, and you'll get into it later, the songs and how they could have took off.
Yeah. Each
Oh
one.
my
They
god.
didn't even push some of these songs. Some
Well,
of these
because you
songs,
couldn't.
some of these songs were just in a rotation because they was in
Yeah,
a
when you don't
rotation.
have the artist to push it,
Yeah.
it's a little more difficult.
Right.
When you don't have the artist behind it to push it, it's a little more difficult.
But in 1997, a song called "Fucking You Tonight" isn't
Little
like
taboo.
That's controversial a little bit.
taboo.
But right now, that's the norm.
But it was a hit,
But
though.
it still was a hit, though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They ain't even pushed this song, and it still was a hit. R. Kelly
was
is
a
the
hit as
biggest
alone.
thing
One of the
in
biggest
world.
R&B stars.
Like,
It's a what they call it, a cult classic. It's a cult classic, and he got multiple on this album.
yeah, yo.
It's a cult classic. Fucking You Tonight is a cult classic.
Man, look, man, girl, you look fine.
It's
like
a,
a
but it's a
wine face
gamble.
Rolex you just
It's a
shine.
gamble. It's a hell of a
I
gamble,
like that
though.
waistline. Can I hit that from behind? Which wall you want to climb? My style's in your wine, girl. I love you all the time. Like,
This is a gamble, man. This is a
was.
huge gamble.
Because you
But
like the
it
way my
worked.
Benz was
Rimmed
rimmed.
up.
It's a gamble, though.
Please watch me do the nasty.
This doesn't work without what? This song doesn't work without the previous success of One More Chance and other commercial hits that he wrote. This may not work. I don't know if it works
agree.
that well. I don't know if it works that well. But timing.
He said we find a spot next to your sister. Damn, I really missed her.
Way she used
The way
to
I
rub
used
my back.
when
He's
I hit
talking
that.
about a threesome,
We
yo.
said waist you
He's talking about a threesome
with
on
that
this
ass
song.
wiggle.
What?
This is a threesome he talking about.
What?
Nah, he wasn't. Nah,
Vividly.
Vividly. He was talking. He
Vividly.
talking about hitting his sister at another time.
Yeah.
But John said he hit the big sister, but her ass would giggle when your ass would wiggle.
Listen.
And R. Kelly was killing this too. Let's give R. Kelly. You can
this
say
was
whatever
when we
you
loved
want
R. Kelly.
about R. Kelly, but R. Kelly, between his own hits and what he was writing for people, he was the guy at this time. So this is the rap guy and the R&B guy on the same track.
Perfect timing.
Stop
Perfect
the
timing.
bullshit.
It's perfect timing.
And R. Kelly killed his verse. This singer, he killed this singer.
perfect
verse.
timing.
This is a classic. This wasn't
Classic
even
track.
a single. This is a classic.
That's what I'm saying. This is one of those reaches where, you know what? This is where my sound is going, and I'm gonna drop this, man, and y'all gonna love it.
So look, I come with the R&B joint, the nasty R&B joint. So what do? Do I come with another R&B joint? No, I'm
Mixtape
gonna come
song.
with a straight hip hop head joints with these young gunners that's coming for your neck.
It's an underground song.
Track number 6, The Last Day, featuring The Lox, produced by Havoc, Stevie J, and Puffy. Nice sequencing again. Brought you right back to the hip hop element again.
This is me saying, man.
But this wasn't fair to the Locks.
Right.
Spank them niggas on this.
Right,
joint, though.
right.
He did, but
them
Jadakiss, they all got all.
Spanked these niggas on this joint.
This was Go ahead. All right, now
Who
I'm
the
ready to
fuck
smack.
wanna squeeze?
Yeah.
My
My
desert
desert
ease
ease
make
make
MCs freeze.
Crazy,
You waking up
man.
the cold sweats, they
Just
just dream.
dreams.
You still
but you
apologize.
That nigga said analyzing, my sizing, your sizing, realizing a fist fight would be asinine.
This was saying
He said, "You might pop nines, I just pop Vons.
coming off of
Genuine
probably-
still piece,
probably
nozzle in your grill piece, shook up
coolest
every
album.
brick, every
Cook
cook
up.
up.
You
We could
just
hook up.
relaxed. You just relaxed.
Disrespect, I shoot you.
While the weight on bricks get flipped weekly,
You
sold by
just relaxed, though.
soldiers that
That nigga-
mix weed with the leakly.
That nigga said die for $1, nigga. Life ain't sweet.
We just,
I play with
he was just
experts.
fucking you tonight.
Word. He was just
With a
fucking you
crooner.
tonight. He just was fucking you
A
tonight.
soft R&B nigga. He was crooning. And then we go to
He said,
this.
"Why not? They fit 12 up in the bedroom. Imagine what this stash is like.
Make you a classic like my first LP. Beef with me is unhealthy.
He said, "Fuck around,
Get it also.
Lose your pulse
Pulsar.
off. Collapse lung. Look how many gas I brung.
Can you hold
This is after the Young Gunners done rap, though. They done went crazy.
Yo, when he
996 grams.
He came
you
on
need
this
4 more.
song like such a don on this song.
It was a
just
point.
Like, yeah,
It was purpose.
it was
There
like
purpose with this.
like he came on there like a don.
Yeah.
Like I'm that dude.
There was
man.
purpose with this, man. There was nothing happenstance about this dude. Everything's planned on this album, man. In my opinion.
Nah,
That's
I
how
agree.
it came
I
off.
agree.
to me,
I
man.
agree.
Well articulated.
He wanted the
man.
Locks to get on there and do their thing,
go
so he
ahead.
can come on there and be like, yeah, y'all nice, but like what I do,
It's levels to this. It's levels.
And
next.
the Lock said that he would do that. He was like every time when he did stuff with them, it was like he was like dissing them and beefing with them. Even though he had love for him, he's like lyrically, I'm gonna kick y'all ass, man.
I'm begging you.
Y'all on my
Yeah,
team,
I'm
but
begging you.
I'm gonna kill you. Actually, it maybe motivate me a little bit, but either way, y'all gonna get this smoke. 996 grams. You need FOMO.
That's crazy. But listen, but like you said, sequencing. Coming off of an extremely, you already relaxed, and now you're like, oh shit, we back, we up tempo again. Let's go. It is harder instead of a run where I done displayed the lyrical ability. You know what I mean? And it get lost in it gets lost in the previous 2-3 songs.
Sheesh.
It stands out because I just came off of.
Right.
I was just fucking you.
Yeah,
Let's go, man. We got a long way to go.
Man, track number 7, I Love the Dough, featuring Jay-Z and Angela Winbush, produced
Payback.
by Easy Mo B.
Payback.
Now, I confess.
Payback.
This wasn't my favorite song.
It's got me.
I didn't like
the door.
I didn't like this beat, man.
No, I didn't like the beat neither, but it's Payback.
I like the bounce. It was
He
the bounce.
got
There you go. Yeah.
The bounce.
Brooklyn
Yeah.
Finest. He got Jay-Z back on this.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Finest. Jay-Z went ape shit on his album with that joint with Big.
You think he got him though? Because I think they was.
That's
No.
that's a popular
No.
opinion.
Oh, you talking on the first one?
That's
You
a
talking
popular
about- you talking
opinion.
about Brooklyn's
Brooklyn's
Finest?
Finest?
Yeah, no,
That's a popular opinion.
You think so?
That was one of them things,
I
dog.
thought it was pretty. I know
No,
Jay-Z
that's
did
a
his
popular
thing. Jay-Z
opinion.
did his thing.
Woo.
Yeah, that's a popular
Woo.
opinion.
That was like closer. Like this one, he bust his ass.
This, you know what? Hypnotized prepared me for this record.
You know what I think? I think Easy Mo B did a lot of songs on Ready to Die. And to me, this is a different beat for Easy Mo
This
B.
reach.
I think Easy
It's a
Mo
reach.
B.
It's one of
I
them
think
reach.
Easy
It's
Mo.
one of them.
I
Walk
think
with
no.
me.
I think he was trying to fit in with the band, like what would Puff and them want, like the more of their sound right now.
But
This
but
is
if
LA
you don't
beat,
if you don't accept Hypnotize and understand where he going, like, oh, this ain't just like regular. This record is not as acceptable to you. To me, it was like, oh, okay, boom, yeah, okay.
But the bars is there. Though. Don't get it twisted.
Clearly,
the
yeah,
bars
no
is
question.
there.
No
the
question.
bars is there.
And not only that, though, he brought Angela Winbush back in the game from when, they did the song with
It was perfect,
Ron
man.
Osley, her.
It
and
didn't
Lil'
feel
Kim.
awkward. It didn't feel awkward
And
in any
Lil'
way,
Kim,
shape,
you
or
know what
Line
I'm
your
saying? So he
broke
kept her-
asses.
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't feel awkward. It felt like him and it felt like, and then what the crazy part was, you said, oh, him and this Jay-Z shit is real. You know what I mean? Like this might be one of them guys.
Yeah.
And they sound right together. And she sounds right on the record. And the record is good.
Speak my name, I make them dash like Dame.
That shit was hard. Like this record was, it was like, oh wow.
The bars is there.
This
The
was
bars
this
is
was
there.
a nice record.
Play Monopoly with Real Cash, me and Biggie, and the models be shaking these
video.
videos.
But the video that ironically Nas was not in, that they wanted him in.
Yeah.
The Dead President's video
Yeah.
speaks directly to that.
He played him out. He had cheers for him and all. It was disrespectful. But it might, that like you said, that might have all stemmed from the Biggie
Lost
thing.
chips on Genkas, just on Shaq.
Yeah, he did. And that was probably real life because the Shaq was his guy.
Yeah.
All right, track number
That's a
8.
tough record, too.
What's
Y'all talk
Beef?
about that.
Produced by Nasheem Merrick and Carlos Brody.
Now you said it earlier. Think about it. We done just went. I love the dope more than you. Let's go back down this alley.
And this is the first mention on record of the commission.
Check out this
Which
bizarre.
in the beginning of the song, he says Puff,
We were cheated.
C's, Charlie Baltimore, which was his girlfriend at this time, and Iceberg Slim is Jay-Z. When he says Iceberg Slim,
The most
that's what he
shady
called Jay-Z.
Frankie Baby.
So this was, to me, if you don't know about the commission,
Was Puff in that? Puff was in that
yeah,
group, too.
so
That was Puff in that group, too.
The
yeah.
commission to me is the equivalent of what
Uncle
kind of what
Paulie.
Nas did with the Firm.
That's who.
That was kind
hey,
of like that same kind of group thing. Except it was Big and Jay though, so I'd have been all signed
Nah,
up.
you can't say that because Jay wasn't Jay at the time.
He was
a hot up-and-coming
He
artist.
wasn't Jay.
He dropped Reasonable Doubt in '96.
Right, but he was an up-and-coming artist though. You didn't feel him on the level of them guys. You said you felt like, oh shit, okay.
We just
this guy
argued.
might
we-
be-
I just
You did?
I just argue.
What?
I
Did
just
you feel Jay
argue
on that level.
I just argue he went
At
bar
that
for
time?
bar with
He
Big.
felt Jay on that level.
No, I'm asking you
No, I
because
didn't.
I'm saying.
But
when he
reasonable,
said-
I knew,
he
but
said-
Reasonable Doubt was a classic to me though.
Right,
Yeah.
but when you said
When I was mentioning everybody that was out that time, did I mention Jay with them?
did you feel like Jay was on the
Honestly, at that time, nah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jay wasn't Jay-Z.
But I was wondering
he
why.
he had your attention.
I was wondering why Big was putting this nigga there though.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
get
He
what I'm
had your
saying?
attention clearly.
He
feel
just went bar for bar with Big.
Yeah, you don't drop an
Yeah.
album like that and not have nobody attention. But one
he
album,
just went
I'm
bar
not
for
gonna,
bar with Big on his song. Like to me, I'm thinking like
He had my
God damn.
attention, but did I say he was that guy? No.
Nah.
He wasn't Jay. Nah, he had my attention though. Clearly, I'm never going.
I
You
didn't
ain't
put him
getting
with that
mentioned
guy.
for no reason.
Right. He had my
Motherfucker ain't
attention.
mentioned certain rappers for no
You
reason.
had my attention, sir.
Right.
Ho
Iceberg Slim.
was getting mentioned.
Yeah, he had
You know
my
what I'm saying?
attention.
So,
Yeah, he had my attention. Clearly.
And he called him Jigga too.
Yeah.
Biggie called him Jigga.
Yeah, he had there was clearly something there, like a synergy. You know what I mean? Like it was coming.
I agree.
It was
with
a
that.
synergy.
He took him. He realized what he was doing. He liked it.
No, say what you was ready to say. Took him under his wing.
Took him under his wing.
Yeah, because that's what it was. And that's what I'm trying to get at. He took him under his wing. Yeah, that's what it was.
Rappers too persistent, quick to spit. Biggie name on shit. This was he didn't.
Make my name taste like ass when you speak it. See me in the streets, your jewelry.
You can keep it.
That be our little secret.
See me.
That was his little shot at Pop.
That is G Wiz. Motherfucker still in my biz.
Don't you know my nigga gotta fucking kidnap kids? Fuck them in their ass, throw them over the bridge.
That was rough at the time. Like, whoa, bro. Like,
that's how it is.
That was
Fuck
rough.
that shit. That shit is played out. Y'all got to go.
All I need is one phone call. All y'all disappear by tomorrow. All your guns is borrowed.
I
What?
don't feel sorrow.
Actually,
y'all regular niggas, man. Y'all don't buy guns. Y'all shits is bro. Y'all getting guns. Like y'all not at this level, man. Like this is beef.
Boy said, "Give me the Remy and the Chronic. Ain't no telling what I do to ya."
it's obvious the gang's new to ya.
This is beef.
Sure.
I'm making a clear declaration. This is beef.
Beef is
right
when you
here.
need two gas to go.
Y'all not
to sleep.
beefing with me. Yo, matter of fact, I'm not beefing with y'all. Y'all beefing with me. But this ain't beef to me.
Beef is when your moms ain't safe up in the streets. Beef is when I see you. Guaranteed to be a I see you. And Puff was talking heavy in the background on this. He was talking real heavy on this song. He was talking.
Puff said, I don't want no beef.
That was his mouthpiece, though. You know,
He was talking.
that was his
very
mouthpiece,
heavy on
though.
this
You
song.
know.
Woo! Track number 9, B.I.G. interlude, produced by Derek D. Angeletti.
Schoolie.
Schoolie D,
Schoolie D,
PSK, what does it mean?
Oh,
he flipped that joint.
This felt good.
He flipped that joint.
Yeah, this felt good. Like, wow. Like, okay. This where we going?
B.I.G. is making this cream.
Because
Bitches
to me,
always
that's
say,
one of the
"What hell
greatest
does
break
that
beats.
mean?"
That beat to me is one of the greatest break beats ever, man. And to hear that, like, come on at that time, it was just out of nowhere. It was
Yo,
left
this
field.
is fun though, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was
that's
fun
what
for
I'm
him,
saying.
yo.
It was
Either
left
way,
field.
man, go in and out. One by one, I knocks him out.
Oh, that's that was like a tribute.
Yeah, and this
like-
is almost like an interlude though, but he rapping
like-
though, like he giving you bars, and he paying homage in a way like
That was it.
it's
It was
dope.
like a left field shot, like, and it worked. It worked again.
That was
It
a hell
worked
of a coming.
again.
And
That was a hell of-
and it's
that was
crazy
a hell of a rolling,
because
wasn't it?
that was the setup to track number 10,
Yeah.
which is More Money, More Problems.
And to hear that shit.
And when I heard this for the first time, I knew. First time I heard it, this is a smash hit.
This is gone.
First time I heard it, I'm
It's
like,
gone.
this song's
Yeah.
out of here.
This is outta
I
here.
knew
It's
it was
gone.
out of here.
Yeah.
It was no doubt in my mind that this song was a
But-
hit.
Mace was
But
perfect for this song too.
Think about it though. This didn't get the big promotion because he was gone.
Well,
They
did-
pushed
That
it.
video.
Yeah,
that
Hype
pushed
Williams,
him
that
back.
Hype Williams
this
video.
Puff and Mace
They pushed
chemistry.
it. But imagine if Big was alive.
And this is
Record.
this is
Imagine if he
features-
gets to perform
features
this record.
Muff. This features Puff, Mace, and Kelly Price is actually singing, even though she's not in the video. She sings.
She is
on
in the
here.
video.
She's not. In
She is. They did
Is
it.
she?
She is.
Okay.
She's singing in the video. They showing clips of her singing in the video.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Imagine if he gets to perform this record.
Yeah.
And you know how his last.
It's one thing to be a
You know how
video.
his last verse rings off in the party in the clubs.
That's what I'm
when
saying.
a lot of times they don't even play the whole song. They just play big last verse.
Motherfuckers like,
They couldn't wait to get to the
But
roll.
this is a party
But-
record.
You ain't even have a
Nobody
rolling.
sits down when
But-
this record comes on.
who's at the top of this time?
What? When what?
Who's the top of sports at this time?
1997.
Was it 97?
Michael
Mike had already
Jordan.
won. Mike had won his second one.
This has nothing to do with Mike. The video has everything to do with the athlete.
Oh, Tiger Woods.
Oh, Tiger Woods. Yeah,
Woods.
Tiger
Tiger
Woods.
Woods.
Joint.
Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah, with the.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods is heavy at this time.
And this is a heavy cosign for Mace.
But
like Mace is
but
next up.
because of the absence of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But imagine he gets to perform this record. He doesn't get to. This is another one of those that I was talking about where
How
the
you
the
go
album-
back and look at these videos with you and this one artist, and you to this day you still don't want to get that man his money?
Give him his bag, man. Give
This
him
are
his bag.
some of the most fun
his
times
bag.
Bad Boy has had.
No,
Nate
no,
drops
no,
a classic verse on this album.
Yeah.
though.
This
On
kept
song.
This made sure you didn't fall off. This
Yeah.
motherfucker made sure you didn't die with Big die.
100% fact. This song set up Mace like Mace, you next up.
Yeah, not only that,
and
it set it-
Mace carried that
Nigga,
thing.
this
He
was-
carried that thing. Let's be clear.
Mace
He
went the
also
fuck
carried
in.
Puff shit, whatever he had
carried
played.
it.
Mace
And
went in
Whatever
on
play
this.
that Puff Daddy
And-
and the Family shit.
and this song
because that
is good.
lined up that song that was on Puff Daddy and the
It's
Family.
good that you mentioned this because this song
Can't
is
nobody
also
hold me
important.
down, yeah.
This song is also important because this is the first time that Puff raps. Puff raps on
Is
this
it?
song.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's
And
crazy.
this also is important because I think Tez, you mentioned it
who
earlier.
wrote his
Or
lyrics on
somebody
that?
mentioned it earlier that Puff Big could do whatever he want. Big was one of them artists with Puff that got whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
so Puff's
absolutely.
Big said, not Puff. Big said, yo, you gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna manage you and write all your lyrics. I'm gonna be your manager. No Way Out has executive producer. Go back and check. Christopher Wallace.
Yeah.
No regular artist gets this kind of.
But remember what I alluded to earlier in terms of that gap and the slight sort of discord in Big's move from just rapper to okay, nigga, I see what you doing. Hold on, let me.
I'm the D to the
let
A
me
to the
make
D
a
to the Y.
transition to, and then him with
That's
you know
all.
what I'm saying?
That's all Mace. Mace
Yeah.
wrote that.
Yeah, no, Mace wrote a lot of Puff joints. That's what I'm saying. But between Puff that have the foresight, Big that had the foresight to say, yo, Puff,
I'm
you
a
should
manage
rap.
the guy
I'm
that
gonna
had
manage
the
you.
label.
We gonna get money.
That's wild.
Like you so popular, you can be a rapper.
But
I'll write all your rhymes.
Think about the people who wrote for Puff at the time. Big, Jadakiss, and Mace. How the fuck can you lose?
Facts.
with his flair and
How the
yeah,
fuck
at
you
the
lose?
time,
With his
yeah.
personality,
Yeah, with
he
his
already got
flair,
the
his
star
Cam
power.
too,
His
right?
showmanship,
Cam write
yeah.
for him too.
Who?
No,
At that time?
no. Cam wrote for Little C's. Cam wrote
Crush on You, right?
Crush on You.
Yeah, Crush on You.
Yeah, he wrote Crush
That was
on
the
You.
unbig connection.
Yeah, that was, and then Cam was supposed to sign to Big. He was
he was
Big
supposed
was
to go
going to sign.
Undies.
Big was going to sign Cam to Undies, and then when Big died, it
No,
ended up just being
no.
Entertainment.
Huh?
Nah, it was supposed to be Big was supposed to. Cam was supposed. Cam and Big had the relationship. Big died. Cam sought out
Yeah, and then Un just ended up
yeah,
signing
and
him.
Un
But
signed.
I think when it wasn't on Big Beat Undies.
Not when
was
Cam,
supposed to be
when
signed
he
to
was
Undies.
supposed to, but when Big died, it became
Yeah.
Big
Undies.
Beat became nothing.
the
It-
connection was
it- it-
connection was Big and Cam.
It ain't
Yeah, I
even-
know that, yeah.
When Big died, it wasn't even Undies no more. It became Entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, all
So
right.
Cam sought out Un and was like, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
the dude that
That
Big
Big
was
wanted to
supposed to sign."
sign.
Oh, really? Okay, boom. And then he went under Entertainment.
He actually found Un at We'll Always Love Big Papa video shoot. Cam went and found Un at that video
Yeah.
shoot, and he's like, "Yo, Big."
He was an afterthought.
Big
Like,
was
once
trying.
Big
Big was
died, it was
trying to
kind of an
sign me.
afterthought, yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, word." And then that's when they did the business.
It was kind of like
with
an
them.
afterthought at that
Yeah.
point. But Cam was like, "Oh, remember me?" You know what I mean?
Man, that flip on that Diana Ross sample was crazy. This is another. The video was crazy, Hype Williams production, but then this was running the radio. This is like
All damn day.
all damn day long, man. Like
Number one.
this is
number
radio.
one. You already knew
Radio.
what was number one.
This song played forever. That song was like, all right, man, damn, I love this song, but it's coming on all the time, man. Track number 11, Niggas Bleed, produced by Nasheem Merrick, Carlos Brody,
One of my
Stevie
favorite
J,
songs on the
and
album.
No intro, just all rapping.
Another storytelling classic.
One of my favorite
Man, put the suit away.
songs on the album.
Put the suit away. Put the spotlight away. Let's go. That's what it was. Let's go.
This is a drug deal turned into a shootout. A story about a drug deal turned into a shootout.
So fucking
Biggie wanted to keep everything. To kill him and keep everything for himself.
This shit was brilliant though.
Yo, you hear these lyrics, the details, man. Niggas bleed just like
there you go.
us.
The details.
Picture
in
me
it.
being scared of a nigga that
Nothing to
breathe the
lose.
same
Tatted
air
around
as
his
me.
gun wounds.
Everything to gain.
Man.
Dress up like ladies and dirty with dirty 380s, and they come to kill our babies.
That's all out. I got gas to blow the wall out. Kill them all out.
Damn.
Fuck a fallout. Word to stretch, I bet they pussy. The 7 digits push me? Fucking real. What's the deal?
Word
I
to
got
stretch,
100
y'all.
bricks, 14.5 a piece. enough to cop 6 by the house on the beach. He said, supply the peace with Jeeps, prick a piece, capiche. Everybody getting cream on what considered the leash.
with that shit though.
Think about it now. That's damn near 1.5. I kill them all. I set for life.
He just said
Frank paying attention.
He said everybody robbing don't consider a leech. You hear that?
That nigga rhyme capiche with something.
Prick a piece, capiche.
Capiche.
He said, think about it now. That's damn near 1.5. I kill them all. I'll be set for life. But Frank
think
pay
about
attention.
it.
These motherfuckers
Niggas
is henchmen. Renegades. If they die, we still get paid. Extra probably.
Fuck the robbery.
I'm the boss. Promise you won't rob.
I promise.
But of course,
I know I have my fingers crossed. Clever.
One of my favorite songs. Like,
Ridiculously clever, man.
But it's always some hidden shit in there.
The inner thoughts of a
Word
nigga
to
in the
stretch
middle
up
of
at they
some
pussy.
shit.
Like, come on, dog. Like, why?
Think about it. We dealing with criminals and the inner thoughts of no honor amongst thieves type shit.
But
you know what I
listen
mean?
to the way he ended the song, though. After all that, he brought some humor to it. The funny thing about it,
He was
through all the
enjoying-
excitement, they range got told they bubble parked by a hydrant. Stupid motherfucker.
But that shows up throughout the whole album, though. That's the crazy. That humor shows out throughout
as
the whole
sinister
album.
as that whole thing was, I'm gonna end it with a laugh. Like it's brilliant, man.
Double park by a hydrant. Stupid motherfucker.
This is brilliant.
And then goes right into an
He said, we say, Rob,
Sequencing, man.
Rob, get the gasoline. This nigga passed me kerosene.
Kerosene.
Fucking it's flammable.
My hunger is
fuck it. Yeah, I mean,
unexplainable.
whatever, man. We in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And like,
So he just drops that storytelling song, and then he comes right back with one of the.
sexes, one black, one bleach.
He comes back in one of the all-time favorite storytelling songs. I got
it's
a
even
story to
more
tell.
fucking hilarious than that.
I got a story to tell. Track number 12, produced by Buck Wild, Chucky Thompson, and Puffy. Came back to back.
talking to,
Two
man?
straight starts. Doom, doom, doom. Oh, the mystery.
We went dark. We went dark first.
This-
we went real dark.
This and Mahogany might be the school lunch table beats right here.
Or Grinding. Grinding?
I went in school with Grinding. Came. What
Okay,
year was
okay.
that?
Nah, that's
We was at school.
Yeah, it was out of school. Yeah,
You
yeah.
might have been in 5th grade, maybe.
Yeah,
Fifth, sixth
this is
grade.
my
What?
But Grinding.
No.
Grinding.
Grinding came out. We was out of
No,
school.
I was out of school. So this is 97. I ain't graduated 2000.
Or Light as a Rock.
That was a R&B.
It's a, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
But this and
Absolutely.
Mahogany
I get you.
was my era.
Yeah.
This man, one of the
Yo,
best
drive in
story.
front.
One of the
I'm
best.
gonna
We
feel
did it.
one
We did
hug.
the storytelling episode. I said this is one of my favorite storytelling songs
This is
of
crazy,
all
man.
time. And then I said when I found out that it had truth
There's
to
some
it,
fact- there's
I'm
some
like,
actua-
what?
yeah,
It
there's
blew
some
my mind.
factuality
It blew
to it,
my
yeah.
mind.
But to this day, who was the basketball player?
Anthony
It
Mason.
says Andy Mason.
Who?
Apparently.
Fat Joe said it was Anthony Mason.
No, he didn't.
Fat Joe did.
I thought he
say that.
did.
Fat
I
Joe
thought-
said it
I
was
thought
Anthony
they- I
Mason on
thought-
ESPN.
I thought they said it was Hubert Davis.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
No, I didn't hear
No,
that.
the dude, Dan Lebatard, they had the show Highly Questionable, and every time somebody from New York came on Highly Questionable,
They would ask, yeah,
Dan
I remember.
Lebatard asked them like, "Yo, do you know who I got a story to tell?" What?
No.
And John Stark said he asked John Stark. John Stark said people were saying it was about me. It wasn't about me, but I'm not going to say it. Then he asked Fat Joe. And they was like, "Yo, was it about Hubert
Fat Joe said
Davis?
Anthony
Is it
Mason,
about
yeah.
Larry Johnson? Is it about
Nah,
Allen
see.
Houston?" He said, "No, it was about Anthony Mason." I don't know if Anthony Mason passed away by
It
this
sounds,
point.
put it this way.
Anthony
it sounds like
Mason
it's a
was
true
letting them
story.
niggas-
He said
like-
it was about Anthony Mason. He said it was about Anthony
We had to
Mason.
pull the burner on Anthony Mason at
Nah,
that time.
Anthony Mason, man.
I get it. They both was tall and ugly.
Yeah, he said it was about
Dark.
Anthony. Yeah, Fat Joe was like,
My baby tell you.
Fat
he's a
Joe was like,
pimp.
I might get in trouble, but
My
like,
baby
this
was
is
a
about
pimp.
Anthony Mason, man. But the story
Now,
is
whether it was him
crazy.
or not, I don't know. But they said this is a true
Yeah, they said
story.
it
I don't
was-
know which. They said it was Anthony Mason, but
Yeah.
but
But look how he was lining everything
he-
up. Though.
yo, he flipped
My
the way he
112 CD blast.
I was
Yo,
fast. She gave first.
promotion.
I came last.
He
Boy,
did that
He
twice.
lined them up.
And remember when that album came out, it was that second album was Room 112. He lined them up.
Yeah, he lined them up. He lined them up.
Lined them up.
Arm, leg.
Damn.
Yo, this.
Beautiful.
This.
But he took you on that ride, though,
It get
man. The
dark.
ride was
It do
crazy,
get dark.
It
man.
get dark. Him and the broad, they together at first, then it get dark. When that mother come in the crib, her brain racing.
mind
She
racing.
telling me to stay
Telling me
patient.
to stay
She
patient.
don't know I'm cool as a fan, got
Got
in
hand.
hand. I don't want to blast a man, but I can and I will though. I'm trying to chill though, even though situations looking kind of ill, yo. He said it came to me like the song I wrote. Told the bitch give me a scarf pillow, case and rope. Got dressed quick, tied a scarf around my face, gagged the bitch up, gagged him out with
said,
the pillowcase.
Beautiful, man.
Damn.
But think about that.
Nigga coming on some love
contrast,
potion
though.
shit. Flash the heat on him. He stood emotionless. Stop playing.
Think about it. Walking up the steps, you got a drink. All of a sudden,
shoot my ass.
and Big wasn't a small motherfucker either, though. You know what I mean? He wasn't no small nigga.
We were cheating, yo.
That's evil on him.
We were cheating,
That's evil coming out of nowhere.
You got a glass of Chardonnay and shit.
No.
You like, what the fuck?
And you told me to bring you up something.
Yeah.
Do you know if these were fucking videos? If we got to see the fucking videos,
We got cheated at that. See, this
We
is what
got
I'm
cheated,
saying.
man.
This is what I'm saying.
Say,
The opportunity for him to promote and push the album.
Bring some weed. I got a story to
I
tell.
got a story to tell.
And he continues to tell the story.
Then he tells the story over.
He continues
in real life.
like yo, listen.
He said, I don't know one of them 6'5" motherfuckers. I don't know.
6'5" niggas. But the song before that was just so dark and sinister. Then we go to this same vibe, but it's so lighter. It's lighter.
But it's really sinister. But then the presentation makes it easier. Like he really talking. What is he talking?
My boy said I was shook daddy, but I forgot to have my Roscoe on me. I said, man, fuck that
Snap
nigga.
out of it. Okay, it's time for action.
No, we do.
Let's bring it to action now.
Yeah, that bitch up and blaze the kids out.
Classic. And that is.
I flash the desert in the nigga face, man. The nigga drops the glass.
Nigga look like he pissed on himself or something, right?
Like he pissed on himself.
Start giving me mad
I
papers.
told you that bitch was a shiesty bitch, cuz.
I used to fuck with her cousin, but you
you
ain't
ain't
know
know
that.
that,
Right.
After that shit in the
Now niggas got a bunch of revelations after the fact.
After that shit in the Prada knapsack, and I had 2 words. I'm gone. Classic.
This is strategic right here.
Classic. So, man, that ends this one. Then we come back.
This
two.
Started off.
First song. Notorious Thugs featuring Bone Thugs Harmony. Produced by Stevie J and Puffy. Now,
Go ahead.
Now it's we mentioned Fat Joe before. If I didn't know Fat Joe and Biggie was this close until later I hear Fat Joe talk about it. But Biggie called Fat Joe and said, "Yo, I'm trying to do a record with them Bone dudes. Can you connect me with them?" So Biggie,
wow, I didn't know that.
So Fat Joe, it's a picture. It's Fat Joe, Bone, and Biggie. He brought them to the studio. He lined it up, brought them to the studio, and then Fat Joe was there. Fat Joe's in the picture. It's a picture. When you see the video, you want to see it.
Who was the first artist you heard with Bone that wasn't a part of their clique?
I don't remember anybody,
Tupac?
to be honest with you.
Tupac.
Okay.
He got a song with Pac.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
He got a song with Pac, and that song kind of go. It wasn't no single, but it kind of go. But he got a song with Tupac.
Yeah,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
But he seeked them out. Biggie seeked them out, and then he seeked them. Then he seeked them out, and he bodied them.
But that was strategic. That was all. I swear to this day, I don't believe this song happened that they didn't do a song with Pac. Don't see it.
You don't think it was gonna happen?
Don't see it.
Think so?
Nah, this is
but
playoff
the
Pac
foresight
shit.
of this nigga here, man.
But Pac's song with Bone, Pac's not rapping like Bone.
No.
Biggie said, "I'm gonna do y'all
I'm
style."
not confident. This is my moment. I'm gonna do something. I'm already going left with the album.
Showed his growth.
Yeah.
I'm already going left.
Showed his growth as an MC.
This is uncharted territory because mostly everybody from the East Coast stuck to their lane, beats, rhymes, everything.
I'm bigger than all that.
He
shit,
said, "Yo, I'm gonna get these
I'm bigger than all
dudes
that
from
shit.
Ohio, and I'm not gonna do my Biggie rap.
I'm bigger than all
I'm
that
gonna rap
shit.
like them.
I'm bigger than all this shit, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show
Armed and dangerous.
And it's crazy because when I heard this song, I said, I didn't like it, but I said, wow. I actually like that fast rapping shit because I didn't when they was doing it. But when Big did it, it was like, I'm cool with it.
And this song actually was playing on the radio here. It
was.
Like this song was on the radio here.
But to be honest with you, I've listened to it, but a lot of times I skip after Big.
I knew you was gonna say that.
You do?
A lot of people do. But it's
care about their verse.
It's funny because their verses aren't whack.
No, I know.
But Biggie killed it
I
so
don't
much.
care after
Biggie
Biggie's
killed
verse.
it so much. It's like you don't even want to hear that because it's like five verses after that. It's like 5 minutes.
What about the intro to the song? If the intro was like extremely long and you kept waiting and you was waiting and you was waiting. You was like,
ride less. Yeah,
like,
take
okay,
a lot. Hip hop.
okay, well, damn.
Yeah, but you didn't know he was gonna come on first.
No.
Yeah, you just didn't. You didn't know what
On the
fuck this
dangerous,
shit.
came to niggas and bang with us. Straight we no angel dust,
They
label us notorious.
Because my boy
Thug ass
start
niggas
rapping
love
fast.
us, man.
My boy even had a fast rapping song out there. My boy had a rap fast rapping song.
Game changer. He changed the game. Like, yo, we don't gotta just rap. You don't got to, and he got another song coming up. You don't gotta just rap.
Yeah.
Like you said, we supposed to rap from our era. Nah, I'm gonna do every style, but I'm gonna kill it every time. I'm gonna kill it.
I'm gonna kill you.
He said, what he said, been in this shit since 92. Look at the bullshit I've been through.
So-called beef with you know who.
Fuck a few female stars or two.
That was
But the
definitely
content was just super aggressive. Buy the coke, cook the coke, cut it.
Cut it. What?
Yo, listen, man.
What?
It was brilliant. And it was like, because I didn't like Bone when I heard them. But I heard this song and I said,
My boy said, fuck the luck shit, strictly aim.
Yes, he did. It's like crazy. This song was crazy.
and fuck them other niggas on it. This nigga bodying this record.
Word. Body.
Bodied it.
Bodying your style.
Bodied the record.
I'm going to call you in so it can be clear.
This was a setup.
I'm not just doing it and I'm not just going to do your stuff. I want y'all to be on the record with
This
me.
was a setup, man. This was a setup. This was a setup. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. Play. I didn't already rap though. I already heard this track. I know y'all can't. Now y'all not gonna kill me on this track. Come on in. I'm gonna set you up. This was a setup, man.
He came in, got them some good smoke.
Yeah,
all that.
this
Set
is a
y'all
setup.
up. I got you.
This is a setup. Big, you got that one, man. You got that one because you set them niggas up on this one.
Track number 2, Miss You, featuring 112, produced by KG. KG from Naughty by Nature produced the song.
Shit, that's a switch up for both.
Yo, you know what? I know this song was about his man L, but it wasn't until like last year or whatever
Not
when they
the
came
whole
out with
song.
that. Not the whole, only the third verse is not about. The third verse is about the female. The first two is about his man L. But I knew the song, but then I heard the backstory when they released that I Got a Story to Tell documentary. You got to hear, remember that
About the
documentary?
boy Oli?
Yeah, he gave more of the backstory of this. So I was like, wow, it's more to it than just the song.
His uncle killed him, right?
So yeah, something like that. Yeah. But this
Initial
is a
thoughts?
heartfelt tribute, man.
Initial
Like,
thoughts in '97. I ain't really care.
you ain't like this song?
Nah, I just thought it was a great song. I thought it was a great song. I was like, because
No. You didn't know about this in 97.
I didn't know about this
No,
in
no,
'97. I didn't
no,
care.
No, I didn't
No,
know.
that's what he was saying,
Oh,
though.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I didn't.
yeah,
My
yeah.
initial '97 thoughts
Yeah.
coming off of the Bone song into this. Oh shit. Okay. Because now that the album seems to be
just a little too soft
the
to
album
me.
seems to be grooming
too
me
soft.
to.
Yeah.
It was.
Out of all the songs on here, out of ones that's kind of on that, but not taking nothing away from the story, like of him telling, it just was a
Musically, I love the song. I love the song.
Lyrically.
Musically, I love the
Lyrically,
song.
yeah, the
There
lyrics-
was a couple dead.
the
To
lyrics-
me, now
the
we
lyrics
get
was
to
always
our
there.
dead spots where it was like,
the lyrics was there.
but I felt like this was like
songs
right
that
in
was-
line.
You feel it was in line?
It was like right. I was like,
I wasn't mad at this song. I wasn't mad at this
growth,
song.
growth. That was the first word that kicked growth. Like, this nigga really.
I wasn't mad at this.
Damn,
nigga's
son,
a
you
real
lose
song
some.
maker.
Damn, they lost a mother. Their brother lost a son. Fuck. Why my
that's-
nigga couldn't stay in
And
why?
why?
I'm a thug, but I swear for 3
nights
days
I
I cried.
I felt it.
This nigga.
I felt it.
Missy, I like this song.
I felt it. This
Track-
is one that didn't lose me.
Nah,
I was good with this one.
And then we
He
go.
said, well, she a little closer than the average girl supposed to be. Fall from a lover.
go.
My girl
I
was jealous of her.
her. Yeah, track number 3, another featuring Lil' Kim, produced by Stevie J and Puffy. I'll go ahead and say it right now and get it out the way. This is my least favorite song on the whole album.
Not mine. Not my least favorite.
My least
Your
favorite.
love is untrue.
Yeah.
This was a reach. I appreciate artists when they reach, but to me, this was one of those. Damn. Okay, big. All
He
right.
said, nigga, bars? That's my
didn't-
man Jigga, my ace boo cool, told me cut that bitch off with a shit balloon. Now I'm like Brandy sitting in my room.
Pissy junk,
Listen
listening
up
to
stylistic tunes
on
or the OJs.
sound
Think about the old days. My niggas like, fuck that bitch, go play. Baller, if she beat you, don't call
I know
her.
the
Guess
lyrics
why I
don't
seen
sound
that
good,
freak
though.
bitch Paula.
You was asking
Oh
about
my
your
God.
Musically, it didn't sound good.
I didn't like the beat. I didn't like the beat of
it
the
didn't
chorus.
sound good
I
musically.
didn't like the beat of the chorus.
Coming off of every, it's like
was
it's like
riding
an
that shit,
avalanche.
man.
No,
this was the first time I said,
Yeah.
No, he can. I know Biggie can rap. I just didn't like the whole song.
Yeah,
altogether.
musically it didn't sound
the
good.
beat
It just
and
didn't sound good.
And
I know
it
what
kind
it
of
is.
reminded me of my least favorite song on Ready to Die. My least favorite song on Ready to Die was "Friend of Mine." It was like ding ding ding. I can't. That was my least favorite song. Lil' Kim's on there too, but she don't rap on there. She just does the interlude.
yeah, musically, I just.
But
I
it
couldn't
wasn't.
get-
It wasn't.
I couldn't get jiggy with
It's
this
like the
one.
male. It's the male and female perspective.
Shit.
But he definitely
Suck
rap.
a dick.
He definitely got bars. Like the bars
You
is
should
there.
have kept the freak bitch off my canopy.
And I'm with as long
but,
as this.
I mean, it's other songs.
Now,
on
mind
here
you,
worse.
now if we go back revisionist history, you know, and break down the lyrics aside from the song, I mean, brilliant,
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
the bars is there.
But
The
at the
bars is
time,
there.
coming off of, it was like, okay, all right, big. For the first misstep, okay. I'm not even gonna call it a failure. It was more of a misstep.
No,
than
no. Man, I give people, how many songs is 24, 25? I give people 3 songs.
At this
I'll
point,
give you 3
he
songs.
was rolling.
I give you 3 songs you could
He was
remove.
what song? If we just doing just a percentage, where are we at right now? Because
It's no whack song up until
what
that
song?
point.
What song is this chronologically?
This,
As I said, I give you 3 songs of the album you
it's
can
the
take
third.
off.
It's the third song on the second disc.
So this is what? This is like the 12? This
It's
is
13,
15.
14, 15,
This is
yeah.
the 15th song.
Yeah.
So to have one sort of I can move.
I mean, personally, me, I disagree.
I didn't
with y'all.
crucify it.
I wasn't. I like. I Love the Dough wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't whack.
Okay.
It wasn't whack. Though.
I gave you.
It wasn't
I
my
just said I
favorite,
give
though.
you 3. Remember, we had the argument when
Yeah.
the other from the the barbershop on 40 days.
Yeah.
I give you 3 songs you could remove, and it's still.
On a double or a single album?
Huh?
Were you talking about? We're talking this album.
We're talking about
specifically?
this album.
Okay, you said
I
3.
give you 3 songs you could remove.
Okay,
and
so
it's still a
So
classic.
to me, that's one. That's one. That was one.
I don't give a fuck what you take, but you could take
Okay.
3, and
Let's
I can still
proceed.
tell you it's a great double
All right,
disc.
track number 4, Going Back to Cali, produced by Easy Mo Big. Now I got another confession. I didn't like this song when I initially heard it, but as I got older, I understood it. I understood the purpose of it because I didn't like.
It ain't for us, man.
I
It
didn't
was
like these kind of
it
West
was
Coast.
capturing the West Coast
At this
sound.
time, I hated
It was
that
being
West Coast
versatile.
sound.
It was being
But I
versatile.
get it now.
He
I got
bodied it, but it wasn't for us.
He killed it, and I got it later. As I listened to it more, I'm like, damn, I get this. Like, I get. He said, yo, I need a West Coast beat, and I'm going to body it.
97
I get
thoughts.
it.
Let me give you my 97 thoughts.
I didn't like it in 97.
97 thoughts was because remember, L had made a song going back
Going
to
back
Cali.
to Cali. I wasn't big on that neither.
Nah. I wasn't big on it at the time, but then years later,
You got it?
the swag of the album. I mean, the song, the swag of the song and the sound, it was like, damn, nigga, this sounds like you doing their shit better than them.
That's why I like this so much.
This nigga named the area codes from the fucking
Yo, I
from
was
Cali,
like, whoa,
saying they bitches hitting him up, man.
that was it was some arrogant shit.
That's why I liked it because I was like, damn. That's why when I really was like listening, I'm
And
like,
the
yo,
intro set you up too.
If I gotta choose the East,
I
if
gotta
I
choose-
gotta
choose.
choose the East.
I live out there, so don't go there.
The intro set you up. The nigga waking up.
Cali?
Oh, and you can see him perk like, oh. Yeah, baby. And then when the shit dropped, it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I'm thinking at the time, like, well, damn, did the West Coast nigga produce this? Because the sound is so authentic.
Right.
And the arrogance of this nigga doing it. 97 thoughts? Wow.
That don't mean I can't rest in the West.
Wow.
See some nice in the West. Smoking some nice cess in the West. Y'all a mess thinking I'm going to stop giving LA props. All I got is beef with those that violate me.
Bro.
I shall annihilate thee.
I'm bigger than this whole shit. I'm bigger than this whole shit. This shit, I'm big. I go where I want.
Freaks and man, and I'm jumping forward, but I remember you in this song clearly, Freaks. Track number 5, 10 Crack Commandments, produced by DJ Premier. And jeez, man, he already got one heat rock from DJ Premier, and then you come with this.
Freaks, at the time, there's nothing I knew about none of this shit. But was this the Bible?
Yo,
Bro.
Yeah, it was more of like he put that shit all the way out there. For real. And then like, man, it was so on point because when you my age at this time, this is what I'm getting from those. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's ahead of me. That's moving at a way like big level at this time. You know what I'm saying? So for him to come with this and then that shit actually playing, it's
it
like,
was like, wow.
yo, it's like, wow. And I used to say to this nigga all the time, like, yo, niggas, if niggas follow this, you never get locked up.
Yo, I'm giving outside perspective of me being in that time period. Everybody I know that went to my school that hustled, all of them unanimously was talking about this song. Like how accurate it was.
you
Like
could
how
not talk
accurate
about
it
this
was. How on point it was. They're like, yo, he is dead on.
This would, like on some real shit, this the song that really put him over the top to me. Like yo, this nigga is like, you gotta respect it. Like it just flat out just.
It didn't matter where you was from. It didn't matter where you
overall,
was
it was
from.
over. It was like
whether you
over.
was from fucking Compton,
Man,
whether you was from Fifth
I'm
Ward,
telling you,
whether you
man,
was from the
this-
Bronx,
this
whether you
joint
was
was
from
messy.
it didn't matter.
But how many niggas actually heard this shit and didn't pay attention and didn't honor this shit?
And they paid for
That's
it.
the crazy part.
And then go
paid
and
for
went
it,
on.
man.
You skip one motherfucking step, it's over. Money and blood don't mix like two dicks and no bitch. Find yourself some serious shit.
Yo, and it's crazy because that made me appreciate the song even more. Hearing the dudes that actually knew that was doing this talk about how much they loved the
shit
song.
was smack-
It just
this
gave
shit
the
was dead on.
it just like, yo, it brought a whole new level for me.
You like that nigga? Like what?
Like, damn, it's like that. Niggas is excited. Like, I don't want to name people names, but it's like, damn, the people that I know is like, their excitement was like, damn, like, it's like that. Like, yo, man, nah.
You would listen. You at that time, you with motherfuckers, and this is playing.
Yeah.
And they doing it,
But
you
he
know what I mean?
told
They
you.
doing it 1, 2,
He said
1,
that-
2.
but he
Yeah.
So
told
nigga said it made him an
told you.
animal, right?
Yo, he told you. He told you. Follow these rules. You have more bread to break up. If not, 24 years
on the wake up.
Slug hit your temple. Watch your friends shake up. Can't take them to Jamaica.
It even rings so
Now
true.
he passed. My man cook a steak up.
It even rings
Heard
so
in 3
true.
weeks she's
A whole half a cake up.
Heard she suck a good dick.
It can hook a steak up.
What
he
Gotta
say?
go,
Steak
gotta
up.
go.
Go,
More
more
pots
pots
to
to
bake
bake
up.
up.
Crack
But
with
then
He
it.
said y'all got to go out and make these pies.
He said I've been in this game for years.
It made me an animal.
Animal. It's rules to the shit.
I
I wrote
made
me a
me a
Chuck D
manual.
is
A
pissed.
step
Chuck D
by
was
step
pissed off
by-
about this,
Really?
bro. Yeah.
by
Because of
step
the use
booklet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
Chuck D wasn't happy about
Yeah.
this.
And
Yeah,
yo,
I heard about that. I heard
and
about
speaking
that,
of
yeah.
that part made DJ Premier was already a legend. But the way he cut this up
Yeah.
was like classic.
Chuck wasn't
mixer.
happy with this at all.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
And he can't tell me nothing about this coke.
2. And to actually see how he
3.
to actually see how he did the numbers thing, Primo
That's
is
wild.
it's genius.
That's
It's
wild.
But then he
super
gave-
genius.
It's all
out to
Chuck until it
everybody,
say
though.
10. Big.
Yeah.
It's a 10 crack
Yeah,
commandment.
Chuck wasn't. It rings so true that even in now in 2022, Benny
had to go back
did
to
an
it.
add-on.
Yeah.
Didn't he? As far
But-
as
Yeah,
from what
yeah.
I'm, yeah, from
But
what I'm
thi-
hearing.
This is why the futuristic flow. Like this shit could still be put out. It's still not
Right now,
outdated
yeah.
if you listen to it.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's
you
not
listen to motherfucking shit, and you be like, this shit sound kind of
He said,
like
my
niggas albums
niggas
now.
on
You be like,
yo,
man, this shit. They must have wrote this back then.
But he touched all aspects. You feel
He
me?
covered it.
My niggas on the corner. I ain't forget you niggas.
My
My
triple
triple beam
beam
niggas. You feel me? My niggas on the corner. I ain't forget y'all, but my triple beam niggas. Y'all need to take heed to this.
the wordplay. Money don't mix. Money and family don't mix like two dicks.
Oh, yeah, 2 dicks and no bitch.
Find yourself in serious shit. This rule is so underrated. Keep your family and your business completely
Man.
separated. Wow. Track number 6, Player Hater, featuring Puff Daddy, produced by
I
DJ
hated
and
that Mace tried to come back and try to
on
sing
his album.
Yeah, he tried to do his
Jealous
own
girls
I hated
in
that.
a
But
town.
this was so witty.
I actually love this, yo.
This was so
and I know this
witty.
had nothing to do with rap, but I love
It was
this.
witty,
But he
but
talking to the
That
haters.
goes for this album for everybody. So I'm curious in what you
I actually love Player Hater. I know it's funny and they playing around singing, but I actually
I don't
enjoyed
recall
it.
anybody that does not like this.
But
I like
this.
it, man.
This is a song that I don't look at it as a rap because he's not rapping on here.
not
It's just
rapping.
funny to me.
It's just
But
funny, but
I
I
could
don't.
have did without it.
I mean, I
It was
I
that
could-
big
I could
wit.
get it out
It
of
was
that
the
big-
wit.
I don't. But it's like, yo,
Yeah.
it's like
He's
they're
a fucking
singing.
comedian,
It's like
man.
they're singing off key on purpose, and I like it. Like
Let me,
like,
I'm gonna tell you what we are missing though. This is what we are missing. There are some classic fucking skits in here
absolutely.
that even showcase the humor of Big. That
We got one coming up.
I mean,
a
I'm
big
talking
one.
about classic, like greatest
Yeah.
skits of all time.
like Mad Rapper joint. Like
Oh
it's
my!
like-
And the shit on me, like it's some
that's coming up. Yeah,
like so it to hear a song like that, the skits kind of like drive those two because there's the big humor shows up in this album like crazy.
Yes. He definitely,
tongue in cheek,
he definitely was funny. He definitely was all
man.
that. But I like this, man.
It was a reach, but it was like
it
okay.
like worked. It like worked.
Okay,
I guess
I get it.
But you're coming off of 10 Crack Commandments
Yeah.
also, so that's super
Sequencing.
street. Yeah, there you
It's
go.
a gamble, sequencing.
So I'm gonna come with a whole funny joint. Are we singing, playing around? Now the crazy thing about this is dudes actually make actual songs like this, where they actually trying to be like this.
They sell now.
They're trying to sing like this.
These songs
And
sell
they
millions. Yeah,
This is a funny play around song to be.
These are platinum albums now. These platinum records now.
Dude, exactly. That's
are
the funny
platinum
thing
records
about it.
now.
Like, yo, dudes really sound like this on the radio, and they're big hits.
And this is 97.
This is 97. He's playing around. This is a play around song him and Puff doing. Play.
It's almost an extended skit. Yeah, it's almost like an
You gotta
extended
think, remember, the
skit.
album's supposed to come out in 96, so who knows when this is. It's between 96 and 97.
Yeah,
Who knows?
you're right.
Who
You're
knows?
right. And you're right. This is like an extended, funny, an extended funny
Hey,
skit.
Puff, keep
to
it
me.
rolling, man. You know, he might have been drunk or high. You never know, man. But
And that goes right.
It
into-
worked.
That goes right into track number 7, "Nasty Boy," produced by Stevie J and Puffy. And like you said, the beginning of this with the skit, that's actually Funk Master Flex. In the beginning of that skit, they talking about the radio, talking about he shitted on the girl. Remember this one time? And "Nasty Boy" is a song that's like an unofficial single that ringed off.
Imagine if he
That's
gets to
Flex
promote it.
But he's
Yes.
That sounds nothing like Flex.
He was on. I didn't know that neither originally, but it
Imagine
was.
if he
him.
gets to promote this.
but he bit that. He bit that idea though.
Oh shit!
Oh, you talking
Talk
about?
on it.
I know what you going. I know
Yeah,
you.
he
talking
bit that
about.
idea.
You talking about the last song on this number 1 on All Eyes on Me?
Yep, he bit that idea.
Okay.
Not that far.
You talking about all eyes
me,
on?
what-
What's your
what-
phone
what's the-
number you're talking about?
Yep. At the end of the "What's your phone number" song,
This one on
Pac
All
was
Eyes
already
on Me.
talking about the bitch asking him to piss on her and all that.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Well, I mean,
He
this-
said shit on her though.
Yeah.
No, yo. But do you think this is him kind of be petty then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Yo, talking about yo. did you-
I tell the whole point I made a long time ago is that he sat back and watched it, which made
got
him
5 to
want
6
to
months,
come
yeah.
much better. He
I've
had
seen the
time to
success of All
articulate
Eyes
his
on
thing.
Me.
Everybody-
and put it
yeah,
all
but
together.
just- but
Everybody does
as
it.
a natural
Everybody does it.
everybody here heard "Hit 'Em Up." It doesn't get more disrespectful than that. So anytime he
Yeah.
can throw shots at him, that's fair game.
Absolutely.
and that's
Nobody
how you saw the
disrespecting
success of that
That's
album.
what he's supposed to do.
So as my
But
natural competitor,
what made
yeah.
him what stole me for him is that he was on a different level mentally now with dissing. He ain't had to come out and say your name.
He
no
was
more.
so-
but
it was
wait,
almost-
you know
this was
what I'm
his
saying?
social
You
media
gotta hit him
shot.
up. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't gotta do a whole song. I don't gotta do a
man.
song.
Who shot you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what like kind of put him in a different lane. Cause now I'm so bossed up because at this time he's so bossed up because he sat back and he was.
I don't
doing
gotta do a
business.
whole song.
He was doing business. He making money off Junior Mafia,
I give you a
Lil
shot.
Kim.
I give you a shot.
And
Yeah,
yo,
I give you a shot.
I'm on another level now. I'm just going. If you catch it, you catch it. But
I give you a
know it's out
skit.
there.
because I'm getting this money.
Think about it. I give you a skit now.
And Phil, like you said, yo, if he was here for this song took off
This
on its
song
own.
ring.
If he actually pushed this as a single, it would
You play this now.
It's a party anthem.
Now mind you, I'm a little older than all y'all. So even now, in my age demographic, you play this song.
It goes.
When this song come on,
Goals.
Doom, doom, doom.
this song is
on and on and
This song a
take to
ringer.
the crib unless
It's a
they
ringer.
moaning.
It's a
And
ringer.
yo, and that's another thing about him on this album. He always referred back to his old hip hop roots when starting songs or hitting you with them bars or
that's where
them
Jay got
choruses.
that shit from, though.
Yeah, they always go
learned
back
it.
to them.
Jay learned
them
it.
songs.
But like, this is some of the songs that they didn't like on Volume 1. That you could tell this is Jay.
He tried.
He was
Yeah.
trying.
He just didn't have
and it
the.
didn't work.
He wasn't the guy to pull it off.
It didn't. He didn't work.
But
He
you can tell-
didn't figure out the formula yet.
Because
He didn't figure it
here's
out
the
yet.
thing with that
This
album.
is where Sunshine and shit.
What we talk about, Carl? Sequencing.
Yeah.
If you look at the tracks by themselves and you put that album on shuffle, whole different album. But unfortunately, the way it's sequenced, terrible album.
I remember
But
we.
you cannot. You
I don't know
cannot
about
argue.
terrible. I don't know about terrible.
If
The
you-
album's not terrible.
It is. It's when you listen to it. It's,
Nah,
but when you go
it got a
song
lot
for
of shit on
song,
there though.
It got some.
got a lot
It
of
got
shit.
some joints.
And
But
the
where-
Streets Was Watching soundtrack made the album much better.
but when we talk about when you listen to it, how it's released,
Yes.
you got hard, and then they
Yeah.
try to we're gonna throw this song in there, and then hard, and then we're gonna.
Man.
It's not sequenced well. But when you listen to it track for track, or you say, "Is this album tough? Is this song tough? Is this?" You can't deny that album.
got some tough songs,
There's
man.
literally maybe
Absolutely.
2 questionable songs on that album. Think about
We're
that.
gonna get into that later this year, but it's some. I got an opinion.
That's
on
my only
that.
problem I got with that album. It's sequence.
He said half Indian, I call it Tonto.
I remember we went to Tennessee, then we came home. Mad messages was on my phone. Some
Bitch named Simone.
Screaming.
Experiment with a different flow, though.
Experiment. The man that I am. Took us to the
Experiment.
condo. Pronto.
That's a different
And
flow,
then
though.
I call it Tonto.
That's a different flow and
said,
different
"Roll the
cadence for
pom-pom
Big.
in a-"
Yeah. That's a different flow
and
and
a lot of
cadence.
people
Sex
afterwards
was drama,
went back
head
to
was
that
drama.
flow.
Absolutely.
Rick drama. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna stay till tomorrow.
That whole cadence
Satisfying
and
all
flow
my
is
needs
different.
twice.
That flow and
Some
cadence is
whipped
different.
cream, handcuffs, and ice.
Oh, I absolutely hated when they remixed this song for Biggie duets with
Biggie
Jagged
duets?
Edge. With Jagged Edge and Nelly. I hated that.
I stay dressed to impress.
That makes people walk off the floor.
No, that
Ironically.
motherfucker overconfident.
That makes people walk off the floor.
He said 6 was drama, head was trauma.
Can I stay till tomorrow? Oh man,
That
this
makes people walk off the floor.
classic. This was a classic. Another unofficial classic.
But think if he gets to promote this song, though.
Crazy. And this was on the radio too. This would be on the radio too, and the lyrics wasn't that friendly, but it was
Oh,
radio
it's friendly,
friendly.
not
It
friendly,
wasn't
man.
radio friendly, but they used to get radio play.
This is
Stop, beat.
But I didn't want to say it. But he had this in rotation.
You can hear
baby.
this shit drop.
He had this in rotation.
This is an unpromoted smash hit, though. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Even now,
Like-
it's 2022.
like
right
the
now.
like the fucking you tonight.
Yeah,
Man.
2022.
Track number 8, "Sky's the Limit," produced by Clark Kent, featuring 112.
I know he died, but this was a brilliant video.
Brilliant.
That was a brilliant
With the
video.
kids, I
This is the
loved it.
cutest
I loved
video
it.
ever,
I
man.
Yo,
loved
it had
it.
the young Busta Rhymes in
The
there.
young
That shit was
everybody,
crazy.
young Little
Another
Kim.
unpromoted
But lyrically-
single.
Lyrically,
A nigga never been as broke as me.
I like that.
That nigga.
The
When I grew up, I had
pinstripes
two
in the
pair
dead
of
side.
I had
See
two
you
pair of
later.
Lees.
The one I wore on
said, "My
Mondays
niggas
and
flirt.
Wednesday.
I'm
That's
throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators.
You want to see the inside?
I see you later. Here's the drama. With
That's
the
a
nigga
nigga
with
from
the
a-
fake
Blah.
Why you
Why-
punching my nigga? Stay in your place.
But
it's Play your
But it's telling
position.
the story, though. As crazy as it sounds, as beautiful a song as it is, it's telling his rise
Yeah.
to. It's telling his rise to, you know what I mean, power
said-
in terms of where
he
he
said, "Go
was
in this
in
nigga's
his neighborhood.
pockets.
Robin Wise friends watching.
And hoes clocking. They might be next." He said, your crew is there.
Your crew.
They might be next. Look at the man.
Big man.
Big
in
never
that-
tried. So he rolled with him. Flowed with him. He said
about
about
that
that
now.
loyalty. Niggas brought me milks at lunch. The cookies was
They
shout out to the
butter. The milk was chocolate. The milk was chocolate. The
cookies
butter
butter
crunch.
That felt that was a Glasgow statement, man.
He
Shit.
brought it up to you on how, go in this nigga pockets.
you felt
Robin Watts friends watching. And hoes clocking. Here comes respect. So he brought the whole
His
shit. Now
crew is
niggas
your
buying
crew.
me milks and butter crunch.
Butter crunch though.
No, Big, I think
we
you should have that.
Oh, so we eating the same cookies, Big? Oh, this nigga's wild.
Yo, yeah.
Classic.
Butter crunch cookies though, man.
This is a classic, and this is for Big. This is like an introspective song for him. This is like him really taking you back. This is kind of like heartfelt, but it's a story behind
But
it
it
too.
worked.
Oh, absolutely. This song was crazy.
It worked.
It's
The
a
video
shame my
was
crew was lame.
flawless.
I had much. What he say? I had enough heart for most of them.
Long as I got stuck, most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across.
They depicted me the boss. Of course.
The orange bar cutter make the world go round.
Plus I'm fucking. Bitches ain't my homegirls now. Dog.
Dabble
He
and
said, start
crack.
stacking,
Dabble and crack.
gun package.
It's vivid, man. It's
Nickname
vivid.
with you. Come on.
Yo,
Extremely
that
vivid,
fucked up a
man.
lot for me growing up. Female friends, man, like
She said the only nigga with a mobile.
can't
Can't
see
see
like
like
total.
But he shout out Eric. He shout out his whole crew in the song.
I loved it. I loved it.
He shout out the whole crew. And like you said, with the room 112 and
And he said one of the songs, he said a CD knocking Mace shit.
promotion, man, promotion. He understood, man. He had an awareness, man. That was different.
Track number 9, The World Is Filled, featuring Too
Tips
Short,
now.
Puff Daddy, and Carl Thomas,
just
produced by
talking
Derek,
about
D.
those I
Angeletti,
know.
and Puffy.
Wow.
Another Puffy feature.
This is
Wow.
a moment, too, because nobody was rocking with Too Short on the East Coast
Wow.
until this. That's a fact.
Wow.
That's a fact.
Well, actually, yeah.
That's a fact.
Actually, yeah.
But hold on, though. Even with that, it fit. It worked. It wasn't. It didn't feel like it was it worked.
But no, this is him again. I'm gonna get Too Short, one of the pimping kings from the West Coast, and I'm gonna get him on a song with me, and I'm gonna talk that pimp shit.
But you don't think that this is strategic?
Absolutely.
I'm beefing with a nigga on the West Coast, but without, you know what I mean, hidden.
Okay, that's different.
It's out loud. It's out loud
From
with
Oakland,
him.
from
Yeah,
Oakland.
okay, no.
It's out loud with him. It's out loud with him.
But
but I'm gonna go to the West Coast and get.
and
I
this
just thought it
took
fit
to
his
another
aura.
level too. But this would really made shit kind of real because at this time, Short was
Short
everywhere
dog.
with Pop, 40, and all of them. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that. So that's interesting, man. I didn't see that.
Actually, this whose song was that? With Casey and JoJo. Was that E40 song? Yeah. It was E40 Too Short.
It's funny because E40 got a record that
Pop
was
was in
supposed to be
the
on this
video.
album.
Yeah.
It's funny you
Hold on.
said it because E40 got a
What song
record
that?
supposed to be on here. Or a
E40
verse.
got this song where Pac's in the video. One of his
Show
last
them how to
videos
play
he was
his
in.
ball.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
Boom.
Yeah.
Too Short's in the video too.
Yeah.
I like that song.
Yeah.
But E40 has a song that was supposed to be on Big's album.
Yes,
It's
and
on the cutting room
and
floor.
there's a
though.
story behind that
So
too.
it's funny that you say that.
There's a story
Yeah.
behind
Yeah,
that
it's
too
funny you
because
say that.
Biggie said that he's a 0 out of 1 out of 10, and then that started the whole thing with.
He almost got Biggie killed.
Biggie almost got
Biggie almost got murdered.
himself in some trouble.
They booked
Yeah.
him just to kill him.
Yeah,
That was
the
the
crazy part
whole,
is I agree with him.
Damn.
No.
This nigga said.
You gonna do my
Cut him a 0.
Dog,
You a
like-
0.
like-
my boy to fizzle like that for
Yo,
Come
man.
on, man. Fizzle,
I
man.
respect him, dog, but that shit.
I want to know what the song sound like. Honestly, I want to know what the song.
No.
sound
I would love to know what this song sound like.
It's kind of like what Kanye did with Soldier Boy.
You hear that, bro?
Yeah, you hear that verse?
Well,
That's
I'm
the
pretty.
greatest- that's one of the greatest
I'm
sound
pretty
bites
sure.
ever.
I'm pretty sure Biggie won, but you know what I'm saying, got won the battle. But I'm interested to hear what it sound
Yeah.
like, though, man. But man, when the Remy's in the system,
Ain't no
just
telling what I
thought that
fuck
was
with,
a
what I
fit.
diss him.
Boom, classic verse, man.
and then Jay made it on another classic song.
It
Took
fit.
the verse and made it over
It
in
fit.
another classic song.
It fit perfectly, man. Just like the Bone record, it was
I'm
like he
just trying
didn't.
to
It didn't
be
seem like he was
all
out
I
of
can
place or what he was doing was just. It just was like, oh shit, this where we at now, baby?
Crazy ass man.
Okay.
He on that
Yeah.
talking that.
I had a whole lot of bitches
In my lifetime.
Man, let's go, man.
Yo,
Let's
and then
He said, "I'm a pimp by blood, not relay Sean."
And then Carl Thomas' story. This is the first time you heard Carl Thomas on the song with Bad Boy. And they said they were recording in the studio and they was having like an open mic night downstairs. And D-Dot came downstairs and Carl Thomas was on stage. He was like, "This dude dope. Like, yo,
wow.
we recording upstairs. Come upstairs." Carl Thomas made this hook on his own.
Wow.
Without no help. And ever since then he was down with Bad Boy after that. It's like
It's them inside stories,
and
man.
it's interesting how stuff
That's
worked
crazy.
out. It wasn't planned or nothing.
Wow.
He was killing the open mic, and they was coming down on a break at the bar, and they seen him perform.
Right place,
on
right
stage.
time.
My
Yeah.
boy said, "Now I got 2 in each state."
Track number 10, My Downfall, featuring DMC, produced by Carlos Brody, Nasheem Merrick, and Puffy. And the death, now
unexpected
it's death threats
Just
on
go out
the
the
front,
cats.
and he said he was getting these in real life at the time.
Fingers in the ass again.
Hold on,
$50 half a men.
but the humor though.
Daydreaming. Fuck around. Get wet like semen. Your whole teaming. With new places,
He
new
said,
places.
my
Fuck
mom
with screw
raised me with
faces.
Jamaican rum and whiskey.
Risky. Proper set all.
Yeah.
There's not much to say. This is
he
a hard-ass
always
record.
mention his Jamaican roots though.
Yeah, this is a hard ass.
And it's
record,
funny
man.
because I appreciate this song more.
Ain't no
I
shook hands
didn't
in
think this
Brooklyn.
song was whack, but I appreciated it more later when I really locked into it more because there was so much to take in on this album. Like some of them I gotta like them even more later. This is one of them songs like, damn, he killed this.
Like later on,
You
yeah,
want to
like,
see me
damn,
locked
yeah.
up, shot
Yeah.
up. Mom's crouched over this casket,
Casket,
screaming
screaming
bastard.
Bastard.
Y'all know who
Crying.
killed him.
No, my friends is lying. Y'all know who killed them, filled them with the Lugas from the
But that's a
Rugas
real.
of your
But that's a
desert.
real.
Dying
you know,
ain't the shit, but it's
round
pleasant.
away, you know
Kind
what
of
I mean?
quiet.
Niggas get
Watch my
murdered.
niggas bringing
And
the
you know the
riot,
mom.
giving cats the opposite of
Yeah,
dying.
you
The
know
game's
the
30
mom.
pounds when they die. No
No
lie.
lie.
Lazy eye. I was high when they hit me. Took a few cats with me. Shit, I need the
Damn.
company.
And you know
apology in order.
You know the
to
mom.
see all my daughter. If it was up to me, you would be with me. Sorta like daddy's dearest. My visual is the clearest. Silence says so you can't hear us. Competition still fear us.
Put you there, man.
Don't
That's
ask me.
what's
I
crazy.
went from ashy to nasty.
The classy. Yo, that's not all. And then DMC from Run DMC
Wow.
is on the chorus. That's not all. MC's got. And yo, this is really much.
Where did that come from?
You
though?
weak,
Like, that
jealous
was-
motherfucker.
That was wild.
I don't know where that collab.
Like that's like.
Well,
outta left
I
field.
know he rocked with
You know
Run DMC.
DMC
heavy.
always been hard though.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't have. It was just another surprise. Like
Yeah.
I think that's the Biggie hip hopness. Like yo,
I
let me
didn't.
see
I
if I
like
can get
wow,
DMC
that's
from Run
crazy.
DMC.
Like DMC on the hook. Like,
But like this is a message to anyone trying to take him down to me. Like yo, this is.
We don't give a fuck what you think about us, what you say about us.
Yeah, Puff was talking heavy on this song. He was talking real heavy on this song. He was in a Puff element. He was talking heavy.
his man, because you could clearly see this was a record. Like that might have been '96 before he
Yeah,
died.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
clearly '96.
But no, Phil, you talking about sequencing, so you drop that, and then you come to track number 11, "Long Kiss Goodnight," produced
Lyrically.
by the RZA.
Weird. That was weird.
The
Lyrically.
RZA. The RZA didn't do too much production outside of Wu-Tang.
That was
Clan.
weird.
Produced by the RZA. Now this song right here, he clearly was talking about Pop.
Was that as weird as the Method Man verse
what?
on the Pac album at the time? It was equally as
Make
weird.
your
Like
mouthpiece obese like Della Reese.
that was
Now release
weird.
you
Loose seeds like little seeds.
Nigga, please. Blood
But
flood
yeah,
your
your
dungarees. And that's just the half of my
warpath.
Laugh now, cry later.
Time
I
out.
rhyme greater.
Then the average player
Player
hater.
hater.
He
The
said
spectator.
laugh now, cry later.
Tat.
I know.
The
Pac
tattoo.
Yeah.
I rhyme greater than the average player hater.
A spectators.
Buy my CDs twice.
They see me on the streets
They
and
be like, oh, he nice.
But that's on the
on the
low
though.
He
He
said,
the
play
cats
them cats with
no
no
dough.
dough. Try to play me at my shows. I
pull out fofos.
with their clothes.
Yeah, that line.
Snort cane niggas.
Well, they said Little C said, and I believe him. Puff said there was never nothing about Pop. Little C said, and I believe him. Little C said that Biggie went in. Even in the beginning, they said he was just talking crazy before he even started rapping. And then Little C was like, then he just went in rapping, and they was like, yo, Big, this is over the top.
got
Like,
cleaned it up
we
or
can't
something,
do this. So Biggie took a lot of stuff out, but he kept the stuff in the song. You can still hear it, but they say he just took he had some over. Lil C said it's more over the top, which I would love to hear as a hip hop fan, just one time. But they said it's some more over the top stuff where he was talking directly, like on some Pac hit 'em up type stuff, like talking to.
I would have loved
like,
it.
But then I'm also thinking like, okay, Pac died, so you really can't do that
You can't
now.
do
You
that.
really can't do that.
The sensitive. You
Yeah.
you do have to be sensitive because not to mention if you're as let me say if you on that type time that he was on at the time and you trying to be bi-coastal, you can't release that like that, man. That's not gonna go over well. It's not gonna go over well.
Said I'm flaming gats, aiming these. He said aiming at these fucking maniacs to put my name in raps.
you gotta walk
like
the line.
they hustle backwards.
You can't step
what part
over
of
the
the
line.
game is that? Like they
Smoke
hustle
backwoods and
backwards.
Dutchie.
Yeah, you can't step over the line. You gotta walk that tightrope, man.
He said, "When my men bust, you just move with such stamina. Slugs miss you. I ain't mad at you. We ain't mad at you." It's all Pac, man. Also,
I want my spot back. Take two.
two. Also, he said, "I heard it through the grapevine. You got fucked 4 times. Then at 3 to 9, fucked up.
Fucked you up for real, though.
For real though."
Yeah, that's a
He
direct.
talking about Wendy Williams saying
Williams
that
shit,
you
yeah.
got fucked in Rikers Island. he was throwing some strays at him, man.
Now, mind you, that at the time, 97 perspective.
I didn't get that.
I didn't
get
catch all
that. I
that
didn't.
shit.
Honestly, I didn't.
By
get
that time, I was like, "Yo, this shit is dope." I wasn't listening.
I
that
knew
intent.
I knew the we ain't mad. I knew the I ain't mad at you. We ain't mad.
I
at you
heard
part.
it.
I knew that.
Clear, and I didn't know exactly, but when I went to the barbershop, niggas was dying to put that shit on and let me know. Because motherfuckers knew that I fuck with Pop like that.
I didn't get when
And I
this
was
came
yo,
out. I didn't
heard
hear.
that
Niggas on my dick, shit strenuous.
L,
When my
L,
nigga
L,
bust.
and Craig. This one Made from Men was jumping.
You felt like I
Hell
felt when I
and
heard
Craig.
Takeover.
We ain't
Couldn't
mad
wait
at
to
you.
put that shit on, man. They couldn't wait to put that shit on. That shit was crazy. I was like, wow, like, yo, he really he really coming at him on this joint.
Catch cases, come out something. What is it? Come out fronting, smoking something.
Man, this song is crazy, man.
And
then RZA to go outside of Woo to do this one for Biggie.
It was weird.
But how can you turn that down though?
And I think Biggie seeked him out too.
Yeah,
on purpose.
I think.
But how can?
Yo, did RZA even play that song?
Yes, he did. You fucking right, he did. Oh, because Primo, you fucking right, he did.
You absolutely did.
It was intent behind everything Big did, man. In my opinion, that's just me. It was intent behind everything he did.
He had enough time to sit back and put that shit together right, man.
Like him
hit together right, man. You don't get caught.
Like he knew we needed Primo because I need to get at Ja Rule the damager. I want to do it on a Primo track though. I want to diss him on a Primo
It's only
track.
right. It's only right.
And I'm on diss Nas.
And
I'm on diss Nas because Primo's Nas.
So let me ask you a question. So
What's that?
so with that extra 5-6 months, do you think originally this was supposed to be a double album, or due to the additional time?
I don't know. I definitely think he was aiming at Pac. So it probably was still a
Or
double
did he have 16 and say, you know what?
So do you think if Pac was alive, this album would have been different?
No, I think he still would have did a double album.
No.
I think a lot of shit would have been.
Content.
Content.
Like was a lot of shit removed because Pac was dead?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would have been some darker moments.
It'd have been darker.
I think it would have been a clear message to Pac where he probably speaking his name on.
It would have been darker.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think so. It would have been darker.
Absolutely.
Because even I don't know how much credence we gonna lend to the movie. If you notice in the movie, he kind of held back, you know what I mean? Like, nah, it shows that he had that, like, nah, fuck that, man. I'm getting ready to go in.
Right.
And Puff like, nah, man, Big, you can't. So I think based on that, and there's a little truth to that.
Oh, it is.
You can't, it's only but so much you gonna push me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that it would have been
block
darker.
from distances, giving long kisses, bitch.
Yeah,
I definitely
think it would have been I definitely think it would have been more direct. It'd have been more direct. But he's so clever with his bars, he can sneak them in there.
He don't need to say
He can sneak them in there. I don't even gotta be direct. I don't gotta be like fuck bad boys.
But
and
that's the beauty
and
when you on that level of pen. That's the beauty
That's what I said.
in that level of writing.
It's different.
That's what I said.
Is that because a lot of that shit, and mind you, we all classically trained on hip hop. We didn't rocket science era. We didn't came through Rakim and all that. So there's not much that's gonna go over our head. But these niggas was writing, and a lot of that shit went over my head.
It was phenomenal.
Man.
Like
this wasn't the hip. We didn't come in on like right after that. We came in big with fucking Big Daddy Kane and KRS-One and Rakim. So that level of writing, we knew, like we weren't surprised, but it was just that cleverness and that wordplay, man. That a lot of that shit went over my head, man.
Nah, it definitely went over my head.
Went over my head. I'm sorry, man. I can admit that.
So the final track on Life After Death is "You're Nobody Till Somebody Kills You," produced by Stevie J and Puffy.
Another shot that could have probably might have been remixed. To be honest with you,
it's a possibility.
The way it sounds like something that was a shot, but then like Better Thoughts prevailed and probably
this is a nice album closer too, man. Grab your Nino. I'm the hip hop version of Nicky Tarantino. Ask Nino.
I think this is a totally different song. Totally different song.
I can see him rewriting these
better.
lyrics.
Yeah, I think so. Think about the title though, because at the end of the day, we hadn't experienced that much death. Yeah,
Dark Skin Jermaine. You see what I mean?
He said you could be the shit. Flash the fattest 5. Had the biggest dick. Once your shell get hit, you ain't worth spit. Just a memory. You remember
he used to put the champagne. I remember.
That might have been. He said Coney played in the rain.
Yeah. That might have been somebody.
What did he say? Had the Coogie's
before Dana Dane.
He said, I can't think of his name. Nigga, what's his name?
Dark Skin Jermaine. You see what I mean? Classic.
Tongue in cheek.
Classic.
Tongue in cheek lyrics.
Classic, man.
Lots of tongue in cheek. Man.
Life After Death received widespread critical acclaim and commercial success upon release. The Source gave it 5 mics. The album sold 697,000 copies in its first week. In 2000, the album was certified diamond with sales of 10 million in copies in the U.S. Life After Death has currently sold 11 million copies in the U.S. to date.
Okay.
Life After Death, man, upon its release, like, what was the impact of this album, man?
You just think he didn't get the tour with this album?
He didn't do nothing.
You got the tour with
nothing.
this shit, man? God.
He wasn't even here for the release date. So we had no involvement with this album except
It shook everything up, man, and especially with him not being here, it just was like, yo, damn, man, like he really left us a classic. He really left us a.
He left us a classic with no
material.
promotion, which is wow.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say no promotion because the Bad Boys promotion was fierce. He just couldn't do nothing himself.
But that
They held him down.
to me, that's promotion. Like you can
No, you
I
got to
wanna
think
say
he
his
promoted
death-
it
his
up
death.
until.
Well, he did. He wasn't LA. He wasn't
Yeah.
LA. His
And
whole
then his
LA
death-
run
his
was
That was a
death-
promotion tour.
His death skyrocketed though.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
I think this might have had the adverse effect.
No, I don't know about Diamond, but it definitely would have
No,
did
it-
5 times
I
at
don't
least.
know. I don't
That's
know.
what I agree. I don't know if it would have went diamond, but it would definitely did about 5 or 6 million. Or
I think it would've came quicker.
It was going to do numbers. I think the death added to the hype and the
Yeah.
mysteriousness. It made people want to go check it
killed
more.
It made
I think
him
it
immortal.
derailed it.
Yeah.
I honestly think it derailed it.
I think it made it even more. You think it really?
I think it derailed it only from the standpoint of you didn't get to see him perform any of these records in concert on no shows, no, let's say award shows. He did no appearances. Like, think about this. He could have rode that single, Hypnotized, for a long time. Because back in the day, when you had a single, you rode that motherfucker. And we all feel like it's like 3 or 4 singles on here. Think about how long you could have rode those singles. You know what I mean?
But when you gone, this is the end. I need Big last album. I need that last album.
I'm gonna be honest.
I was getting it anyway.
I was sad.
But not everybody think like you at that point.
But it's
he gone.
It was like, yo, he passed, and then this album came out. To me, this album was so crazy. It was almost like this gave him life again to me as a fan. Like, I got his album to hold on to, so now I got his thoughts.
So let me ask you a question. You were feeling even before the album dropped, and let's say, because keep in mind, we talking about a small window from when he died to when the album dropped.
Right.
You were getting the album anyway.
I was getting the
I
album.
was a big fan, though.
I was getting the
You was
album
getting the
regardless.
album anyway.
But
I don't count in that.
frenzy-
I don't count in that number.
The
I was getting
frenzy
album regardless.
increased, but you was getting the album anyway. So it's not like it's certain artists where now I think, nowadays within the last, I would say 5 years, that die where I think they were helped by themselves by them passing. I don't think this was one of them.
No.
But I'm saying it takes it to another plateau because you got people who are diehard Pac fans like, man, fuck that Big album. West Coast cats. Certain ones, I'm quite sure some already fuck with him, but I'm not fucking with that album. But he dies. Thought this is gonna be the last thing.
I can agree with that. I can see that.
Get from him.
I can see that.
It was people choosing sides for sure.
Absolutely.
Choosing sides. I ain't rocking with them.
I mean, I chose sides, but do I respect Pac? Absolutely.
Big was my guy, but I bought All Eyes on Me. I had it. So
I had it
I went and
when it
bought
first
that
came
joint.
out, but
Yeah, I bought it.
like Machiavelli, that was like
Machiavelli was great.
I played the
bought
shit out of that album.
That shit was crazy.
It was crazy. I thought and he was dissing Big and Bad Boy, but Machiavelli was phenomenal.
Which one do you think was better, All Eyes on Me or Machiavelli?
Me myself, I like all eyes on me.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Machiavelli.
Okay.
It was see with me, Phil. It's the time.
Okay.
It's the time with albums with me would make them great to me. You feel me?
because
What was going on in my life at that time?
I can understand
made
that. I can understand.
album,
Because there's a lot of albums that will probably shock you that I think is incredible. Y'all like, that shit was trash, but just what's going on in my life at the time.
like
George went missing 3 days after All Eyes on Me dropped.
Wow. I didn't realize the time frame.
3 days. He didn't even get the chance to really listen to that joint like that.
It was
That
ironic.
was his God.
This was crazy because I had cut him and Wally hair the Sunday before he passed, that week. That was wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Hey, well, timing does mean something with certain music.
It does.
Certain music takes you to a place. And the impact to me for this was huge. Like him dying, it added to the mystique. It added. It like Ted said, it made him immortal. It made him bigger than rap at that point. He was already that guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this album made Biggie dropped Life After Death is a classic. Now he's that dude in rap. He was already that dude. This just made him like, you passed away and then you give us this.
But like
here.
this what you call it try to do to Nipsey. Whack.
I don't want to talk. That nigga.
I'm just saying that's what he tried to do. Like, oh, he ain't had no album, even though he came out with a lot of mixtapes. But
I know where he was going. He just horrible in terms of being articulate about getting.
he's a dickhead. But
I know where he was. He was just saying you can't compare him to the other guys in terms of body of work. He's talking body of work. That's what he's saying.
But see,
it was no point
it's
behind
hard.
it.
It's hard to take anything he say to relevance because he likes Blueface. This nigga's terrible.
That's a fact.
Are you on record as saying Blueface is a shitty artist?
Blueface is fucking terrible.
Stop starting shit, Phil.
I'm just saying.
He is
That
terrible.
nigga got no filter, man.
is
I'm just
terrible.
saying.
But
But Wack is horrible. I know what he was trying
It's
to say.
kinda fitting,
You're
the
just
name.
terrible at trying to get your point across.
We ain't
man.
gonna
Like,
get whacked no attention right now. Let's-
Please don't. I don't even-
But like we all agreed, it was a big impact on this album.
Absolutely.
Big
And no
impact on
question.
it.
No
so
question.
how would you describe the sound of Life After Death?
Futuristic. Like it was way above its time. Like when that shit came out, it wasn't nobody rapping like
It was
this.
grown man type
Wasn't
shit.
nobody rapping like this.
It was risky. I'm gonna say it was risky, man, because it was a lot of sounds, a lot of flows,
Mafioso.
a lot of features. That was risky, man. But he melded it perfectly, man, and it was beautiful. It was
And I
beautiful.
don't think him dying like made the album any. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the sound of the album made it any. You know what I mean, like made you like it more just because he was gone. I think the sales went, out the roof.
I think that the
But
album
other than that, but the
regardless.
album
Musically,
was
it sounds
regardless, yeah.
incredible.
Album's good
Musically is
regardless.
what it was.
Yeah, it just
It's
sounds
what it was.
incredible.
And just think about you possibly could have got at least 4 or 5 remixes off of this joint.
Yeah, that's the scary part for a crew that
Maybe 8 videos.
Yeah, for a crew that prides themselves.
Can you imagine
on a
the
remix,
video, him dropping in the video time, like how they
Man.
dropping videos every week?
It might have
Wow.
actually delayed the big albums they had coming after this, which is like
Niggas
No
might
Way
have had to
Out.
rethink their
They probably
approach.
had to push it back because this
Niggas
would have
might have had to
lived. This
think
would've
about some
lived
things.
even
This would've
longer.
been-
Because just like he had to think about some things that the cause and effect, niggas might have been like, wait a minute. I can't try.
Him alive for this album takes
Well, it changed
Junior
a lot of
Mafia
things.
to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It changed.
They all would have been bigger. I always
hear
say
me?
that.
Here's the
They
big
all would
question.
have been bigger.
To
Here's
a
the
whole
big
nother
question.
level.
What?
Does it change the trajectory of Jay-Z though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He wasn't. like,
As far as Hove, like the overall takeover
Yeah.
type situation, yes. But
no.
as far as Hove bar work, nah.
I think Hov was going to be Hov regardless. Only the difference is that they would have been standing with each other because that was his guy.
You don't hear that City is Mine shit.
I don't like that song.
I'm just saying.
I don't like that.
You don't
song.
get that type shit.
No, but I
Do you
think
think he now gets the benefit of that ear? Nah, dog, don't release that.
no,
dog.
no.
That's
I
not
don't like
one.
that song. But I think.
Do you think he gets like that? But that's the residual effect,
I
though.
think Jay felt entitled. Like Biggie stamped me. We ain't rocking with you. I think he knew Biggie wasn't happy with him with the stuff he said lyrically. I'm coming at you now.
The still sharp and still shit is different with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Still sharp and still is different because you got to think who was his allies at the point. Bleak.
So if we in the
Like,
studio.
like, he
so
ain't
so if
gotta-
we in the studio and I got The City Is Mine. Do you let me release that?
No, he's not releasing it
That
because
way,
the city wouldn't be
do
his.
or do we rework it?
Yeah, like I
He
agree.
don't make that
it wouldn't
song.
be no
My ear is better than
It
yours.
wouldn't be no City of Mine because he respects Big.
You don't know how to do this like I do. So do you?
But
That's the benefit that
But
people
he's
don't know about.
he's also using a lot of them songs on that album. He was using the Hitman, so he just wasn't getting the best of the Hitman either. So Big could probably be like, "Nah, you ain't doing that right." And the Sunshine video was a real bad More Money, More Problems. Like this ain't the look. It's shiny.
Call it what it is.
It's too
a
shiny.
goddamn disaster.
It was terrible.
It was
was terrible.
It was a
Certain
disaster.
songs.
No, but the whole album wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't.
But this
Because
album,
I love the album. That's the crazy part.
This
We're
album-
literally only talking about 2 songs.
No, that's not true.
It's more.
I know what boys like. Get that
boys
shit the
like
fuck out of
terrible.
here.
That song's terrible, Phil.
No,
Stop it.
no.
That song is terrible.
That sounds like a song off of that album.
It's
If
nothing.
Sequence
And I don't like that
If
song
Sequence
either.
right,
And I don't like that song.
If Sequence right,
I don't like that
If
song.
Sequence-
no,
but if
no.
Sequence
Another,
right-
another is better than that song. And I'm not big on another. But another is better than that.
No, man,
I
it's
know
not even
it. Boys
close.
like girls like that's. I hate that song. I hate that song.
So you said 3 songs. What else? You go now. You said you'll give somebody 3 songs.
No, I said a double disc off the double. I'll give you 3 songs off this
So
double
off a single
disc.
album, how many you give?
It's not even. I'm saying off this
No,
double
that's a
disc.
direct
I'm giving you.
question,
I'm giving you
Ted.
three.
That's a direct question.
I'm giving you three. You saying you trash
You
three
made that
songs?
clear off a single album.
No, it gotta be more. No.
How many songs you
I'm
give me?
not doing that.
How many flushable songs you give
got-
me? How many flushable songs you give me on a single album?
I'm not giving you any flushable songs.
None.
I'm not giving it to you. I'm not just giving it to you, but I'm just saying, off for you to say, off of 25 songs off this album, I'm giving you 3 to throw away. I'm giving you that right off the back. That's what I'm saying about that.
So 3 songs on a double album as opposed to 0 on a single?
I'm just.
Nah, he not saying it like that. He's saying that.
I'm saying. I'm giving you 3 songs off the rip. Off this
it's still
album.
a classic.
It's a double disc. It's still gonna be a double disc.
Usually.
It's still a double disc.
Usually.
If I give you 3 songs, it's still a double disc.
How many songs you give me on a throwaway songs on a how many fast forwardable songs you give me on a regular
on Jay-Z's?
album? No, I'm not. I'm saying on a record. When you get an album and you thinking
It actually is sequence matters because if you I could take a couple all right songs if they positioned in the right way. It all depends on
And
how
I think them songs were kind of back to back, weren't they?
Yeah, they
City
were.
of Mine
It
and
was in
shitty position.
That's what I'm saying. If
Sunshine came later,
it's
but those
songs,
was-
it's songs where I don't necessarily think the song is whack. It's just not my favorite song. But if they put in the right position where a heavy song is after it, I could tolerate it differently.
you'll go on a ride with an album and then they drop that shit there and it's like, damn, it fucks the whole feel up.
But I could
On shuffle is a whole different
being
feel.
whack. A song I think is whack is one thing. A song
Okay.
I just think is okay, but then you come right back with a banger.
I know what girls like is whack to you.
It's whack.
like,
Whack.
do
I don't
you
like
like-
that song.
I know what girls like. Is it whack to you?
I don't like that song.
Or is it just a badly sequenced song?
I ain't gonna call it whack.
Is it a badly sequenced song or is it whack?
I can tell you today, I won't listen to it.
I don't like that song.
That's not the question I asked.
No, I will not listen to it.
Sunshine's
I will
whack
not listen
too.
to it. I'll listen to
Sunshine's
another.
whack.
Sunshine is whack.
Sunshine's whack.
Sunshine
I
is
can
whack.
listen to that before I can listen to
Is
this.
Sunshine whack?
City
Not
of
to
Mine.
me.
City of
Not
Mine
whack.
isn't great to me. But
I don't like City's Mine.
But I like. But his rapping isn't bad. But I don't like the whole song. I don't like the whole song of City is Mine. It's a couple songs on that album. I can say that.
Like, I won't listen to that type shit. I'll listen to Sunshine. I won't listen to. I know whatever like in City is Mine. Won't
So we
listen
got
to it.
3. So those 3. Okay, that's a different album.
We got more,
I'm
but
tripping.
we'll
I'm tripping. That's a
get to that.
different
We'll
album.
get to that later.
Let's talk
But
about this
to
classic.
describe
My bad.
this album,
I'm sorry, folks.
I would say
that's my nature. I'm
I would
sorry.
say is this album is like versatility at its highest point.
It is.
Like
I agree with that.
he embodied every style, but he ain't just like do a fast song and do a fast song, do a pimp song and do a pimp song, do an R&B song and do an R&B song. Like he did it at the highest level.
He did a Cali song and
It's like
body.
the highest.
He made a
level.
worldwide
He did a fast song and
He made an
body.
album that he wanted to be able to for it to connect with people worldwide,
And it did.
And it did.
It did.
And for y'all to say, and also for y'all that said like this was ahead of his time, like people are still trying to perfect flows from this album today. Yeah, like, it was ahead of his time.
People
His
still trying to do a good double album.
his flow, exactly. They can't even do that. They can't even do that. His
Goats.
flow, His flow was ahead of his time. The songs on here was ahead of his time. The way he thought he really, I could really see him sitting back and just not doing nothing and just thinking about the game and how I'm going to attack it.
And to justify what I'm saying, I'm telling you, I will give you 3 songs off this album to take off, and it's still a double disc.
This nigga was in his zone on this album.
Absolutely.
This nigga just was making like
Point blank period.
bangers after bangers after bangers. Like there's no fun. With every album, you always wonder what's on the cutting room floor. I'm curious, what the fuck was on the cutting room floor?
That's the thing about
on
this album. That's the thing about this album. Listen to his next album, Born Again. They had no extra Biggie songs. It's not like Pac had extra songs left over where they could put on different stuff and they sound like they had no leftover. He recorded the songs just for this
Like,
album.
I think that's what Machiavelli was.
What?
Machiavelli was like, he wasn't rapping like that. Like to the point where you get White Man's World. That wasn't Pac anymore. Like White Man's World, it was just.
But Pac did anticipate Machiavelli to come out. Like
I just don't think some of them songs are on there.
But the thing about it, he actually recorded more songs, and they took some of them off.
That
him.
nigga was in it. That
But
nigga had a bed in the
Biggie,
studio,
I
man.
think Biggie literally recorded every song for
I don't
this
think
album.
Big was a
and I don't
workaholic
think
like
he
that.
had no left. I don't think he wasn't recording 50 songs
Yeah, I
and
just
then
don't-
taking
yeah, I don't
and then
think
taking
that.
25.
Yeah, well, he may have. He just gave them to other motherfuckers.
He
That
may
could be
he
true.
may
That could be true.
have gave
That could be
features.
true.
But they ain't have when they did them extra Biggie things. They had no extra stuff. They either had
that's more of a telling
had
sign right
old
there.
stuff. They either had old stuff or they had
Lyrics where you could clearly see it wasn't-
lyrics from here.
Yeah,
But-
it was
What I'm
92
saying is,
lyrics.
The reason he don't have extra songs because you had a Little Kim album. You had a fucking Junior Mafia album. So you got to think.
He ain't had time to waste.
Yeah.
He ain't had time to. I gotta write all this stuff for all these people. I don't got no time to waste. That's a good point.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like he had a lot of throwaway.
No,
shit,
I think
man.
everything was clear. He knew what he was going to do.
Like he wasn't in there doing. I'm just recording shit. He had an intent and a purpose.
And also,
a reason.
you gotta think, Phil. He wasn't writing nothing. So if I'm not writing nothing, I'm not gonna be thinking this stuff, wasting my time. If I'm thinking it for this song, I gotta be right.
Pac was an actual paper writer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pac was a paper writer.
Right.
He was a
Right.
paper writer.
So, well, let's get this out of the way. Is Life After Death a classic?
Yeah, man. It's,
Sean, it's a classic.
Question. No question.
It's a classic.
It's
man.
an elite level
It's
classic.
not even.
Yeah, it's
Not
an elite
even
level
for
classic.
discussion.
It's not even a debate.
It's not even up for discussion.
It's not
It's
even
an
a
elite
debate.
level class.
So
It's levels.
let's clarify this as well. We talked about the double albums. Where is this ranked amongst hip hop double albums to you? Let's
The best.
clarify this.
The best. The
The
most
best.
cohesive.
The best in my opinion.
The best and most cohesive.
The best in my opinion. It's not a debate. I know Taz.
Come on, man. You know where I stand with this, man.
So you got Pac all eyes on me.
You already know that.
All right. All right. How does this album compare to Ready to Die?
It's better.
It's better.
It's better.
It's better. Too many songs. Like you can't go song for song with an album that's another disc.
Yeah. It's
It's better because his growth. You can hear the growth for him lyrically.
That's what I was gonna say.
You just can't compare it. Now, Ready to Die, honestly,
He
had
on
a
another
special,
level on this
it had
album.
a special place in my heart. Ready to Die had.
it did until this.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Ready to
It
Die.
did.
You can hold on to that.
No, it's
Go
still
ahead.
got
Go
special
ahead.
place.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah. I
first-
know it's still
it's
holds
the first
special.
album.
Yo, it's still a classic,
It's still
but it
a
ain't
classic.
this.
Oh no, it's not this.
No
I'm not-
disrespect.
No,
It's
no,
just
I'm
ain't
not.
this.
I'm in no means saying that Life After Death is better.
Ooh,
I mean,
no.
I'm not in no means saying Ready to Die is better. Life After Death is clearly better.
Everybody put their best into this. Like
But
you
Ready to Die had a special part of my. But his growth
All right,
lyrically
Cole.
though.
Tell us
his
about your
growth
sentiment shit later.
I just bought. It's the first album I bought with my own money. This first album, Ready to Die, is the first album I bought with my own money, man. That I ain't get
the first
nobody.
album?
That I ain't get nobody else to buy for me. That I actually bought with my own money at the store was Ready to Die. But this, his growth, his lyric, his wittiness, the production
My
sound,
uncle's
everything.
stealing albums. That
Just
thing
went to
stolen.
the next.
This was the equivalent. I'm gonna tell you what
I
it
should
was.
take albums from
This
people.
was the equivalent of Mike Jack going from Off the Wall to Thriller.
Woo. Okay.
Because Off the Wall was like, wow,
It was classic.
that's great. And then it was like, damn, that's the equivalent of where it went from Off the Wall to Thriller.
I like that.
That might be a good comparison.
I like that.
It was
I like
crazy.
that. I
It
like
was
that.
crazy.
I like
Off
that.
the Wall to Thriller. That's where this jumped to because Off the Wall was incredible, but the growth between Off the Wall and Thriller, the sound, the direction was just way bigger. It was just bigger. It just overshadowed that, man. It just wasn't no comparison.
Wow. Yeah, I ain't mad at that. I like that one. What's your favorite song on Life After Death? Sheesh, that's tough.
Hold on, man.
I might have to go with just right off the top. I might have to go Story to Tell.
Sheesh, that's tough.
I mean, it's definitely tough. It depends on how I'm feeling on the day. But
Sheesh.
Niggas Bleed was tough. But I don't know if I had to go. If I want a motherfucker to hear one, like yo, to tell who Biggie is.
That's tough, man. That's tough. But if I'm gonna go
Got
just
two candidates, man.
I'm gonna go with just bars, man. I'm gonna go with Kicking the Door, man.
That's where I was going.
But that's tough. I'm gonna go with Kicking the Door.
97 thinking, I'm going Kicking the Door and 10 Crack Commandments.
You going Primo?
Yeah, that-
You going
because
all that-
97 mind state, man. It was Primo was the guy at that point.
That was my two
Yes, he
too.
was.
Yeah, Primo was the guy at that point.
That
So
was
to
my two.
hear
10 Crack
even
Commandments is
even
heavy.
Primo step up his game at
Yes,
that
he
time,
did.
like, well,
he
damn.
brought out the breast of
Yeah,
peace.
it was like,
That was major.
yeah, it was like, well, damn. I already heard what you gave everybody else at that time.
Right.
This nigga getting better. You know what I mean? Like at
Facts.
that time, yeah, it would be them too.
So what do y'all say to the people that say Big? We kind of touched on it a little earlier. That Big with his titles, Ready to Die, Life After Death, he was pretty much speaking a self-fulfilling prophecy for his life with these titles. You think it just matter? It was just a mere coincidence, or it is something there?
I think it's coincidental.
Yeah, it's all coincidental. They all prophesied to a degree, because if you think about it, all of them speak, prophetically to what's going on in their life and where they headed into the future. It was written, all eyes on me, and things that they all kind of prophesy. So I think it was more coincidental. It was,
I definitely think with him was coincidental because everything I heard him speak on, he planned on being here. He had plans. Now Pac, I really think he thought they was going. Somehow it wasn't going to work out in his. Just based off.
That's the only one where I just seemed like
based off of his music, I think he really felt like it ain't looking good for me.
But you gotta think he grew up different. Like that shit that
he had a martyr mind state.
Yeah,
he had kind of like a martyr mind state almost.
Sada Shakur shit. And, you know what I mean? All that being a part of that stuff. Not shit, but being a part of that Black Panther and all that type stuff. Like
to him, it was kind of like to him, he felt like his destiny.
It's gonna be at sometime.
But also, Biggie wasn't. Pac was pushing the envelope like politically and stuff. Biggie was just making music. Yeah. Like Biggie wasn't on it. Biggie was just making money.
Would Pac be pushing an envelope if he would have been with Suge sooner? Because what he was prior to Death Row, he wasn't then.
Me Against the World speaks of.
I don't think Pac would be on no gang stuff, but is speaking his mind about stuff.
Think about it. Me Against the World. That's basically saying, hey man,
That was prior to Death
Fuck
Row.
the
but
world.
still, but that's me. But that's still him saying,
No, I think
clock is ticking.
I think he would have been on his issues, talking about his issues and stuff. I don't think he would have crossed over on the gang side if he wasn't with Suge and that whole Death Row affiliation. I think that was clearly
his content was even different. Like you didn't. What did you get from Pop? Like the fucking I ain't mad at you. Like that's where he's like speaking that type shit. He wasn't speaking that with which guy. He's too busy going at niggas.
So that had a whole different battery in his back. Yeah. The energy in Death Row was bringing that out. It was a different energy.
I got the machine behind me now.
A big machine.
Now,
Yep.
And you got Suge telling you,
I can affect change.
Do whatever, we got you.
Yeah, do whatever.
Yeah. we got you, man.
Do whatever. It speaks to what we talked about earlier. You know what I mean? With Suge now saying,
Suge ain't saying shit.
Nah, he's not, but I got now the mouthpiece to say what I want to say. Yeah. This dude got the charisma, he got the style, he got,
Yeah, he got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and he had it. He had it.
There was something he had.
Yeah. He had the it factor, man.
That
dude was big, man. I mean, at the end of the day, both of these two dudes polarizing figures, man. So it's fitting that, they found each other in the way that they found. And it's even more tragic that they were friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I do think it would have cleared up if they had some more time. So? I think it would. It definitely.
I think with dialogue, with dialogue. But when you got motherfuckers that's cool with trying to keep it apart and not letting you speak, that's a lot of people, man. If you able to talk, it's a different conversation.
So do we feel like Machiavelli was more of Pac, kind of like?
I think that was his last hurrah. Get it off my chest.
So it would have kind of.
I'm gonna drop one more bomb. After that. And then I'm like, because I heard the Outlaw say that Pac said, "Yo, I'm great. We great. Chill with all this."
I see. I don't.
But I think that's why Big ain't take it serious because he knew that Pac is like, man, this ain't even like this.
But this motherfucker benefited off that, so he wouldn't have let it drop. Was you gonna leave Death Row? Pac, I mean, Suge didn't want that to end.
He would have shined without Death Row regardless.
Yeah,
at that point, he shining before Death Row. So
but Death Row took him to another level.
Absolutely, and no question about that. Yeah, absolutely.
The timing was perfect. But I think after that, Pac would have
Pac don't get locked up for Me Against the World. It's a totally different situation.
I agree.
But I don't. Without Suge, I don't think it's all eyes on me.
I agree with that too.
Should gave him the safe haven.
Like Me Against the World and
loose.
Me Against the World and what you call 2 different albums.
I'll say without Death Row because the entire Death Row gave him their music. Their best of what they was working on, Dog Pound, Snoop, they gave it to him. Like a lot of them songs are supposed to be for other people's albums on Death Row.
Snoop should have kept that shit there.
Yes, It's All About You was Snoop's song.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Should have kept it.
I Got My Mind Made Up. That's a Dog Pound song.
They should have kept it.
The Dog Pound song. So
wow. Okay, I did not know that.
Got My Mind Made Up was Dog Pound song.
Still one of the most weirdest records I ever heard in my life.
Because it was Dog Pound and Method Man and Redman.
Yeah, exactly.
Pac got on there and put his verses on, and they actually took Inspector Deck off. Inspector Deck that's why he's just talking at the end. He's like that's Inspector Deck.
Did Deck produce or just was on the record?
Daz produced that song.
Okay.
Yes, Daz produced the song, but that's Dog Pound. But that's a bunch of them songs that was other people's songs, and they gave all their best to Pac when he came on. So time. Death Row showed him love.
So he deboed all them records.
California Love was Dr. Dre's song.
He deboed all them.
Nah, he didn't. Suge said give it to him.
Okay, well, deboed him.
So if Biggie was alive after Life After Death, what would his music sound like to you? You think?
This.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be rapping today.
But just after Life After Death.
I think he would have.
I think CJ would have been rapping or something. Like he'd have been pinning.
He'd have been a label head somewhere.
Yeah,
because that's where he was going anyway. Because they had already.
I don't think they'd have been partners.
No, I think it was moving towards.
Well, that was already. He was already a label head. He in this situation had nothing to do with Bad Boy, so he already lined himself up outside of Bad Boy.
But I think this is because this is the sound for the most part. That everybody copied. So this, it would sound similar.
It would have been great. Now his next album, he's on record and voice saying it. His next album was supposed to be Born Again. That was supposed to be the title. He said it on him. I heard the audio.
I think it would have changed the landscape.
But he would have been on the next level. Whoever the next producer, whoever the next producer would have been popping, he would have incorporated them and killed them their thing too. It would have been next level. He'd have continued to push the envelope because then you got dudes like Nas, you got dudes like Jay-Z. They're gonna keep them sharp. Like, okay, let me show these dudes, man, I'm still that guy. Man, I'm sorry to take Nas, but I mean, hey, the people at the top, hey, man, that's iron sharpen iron. They're gonna make you. And then you got Jay coming up. It's gonna keep Big right. The Locks is coming up. It's gonna make him right. Lyrically, he gonna stay sharp, man. But they can't do this. Lyric commercial balance
blend, right.
Like him,
right?
Like
I can.
He was different with that.
He's different with that.
But I think his future music would have been crazy. Yeah. More classics, if I was to guess.
And it's crazy. You know what I'm gonna say? I think it would be. I think who embodies him the most right now, as far as the ear. I think Ross got that ear in terms of. Just the ability to pick music, yeah.
Okay, the music.
Just part. The ability to pick music,
the music part. He can flow though.
I'm not talking about lyric because Ross and Big is not in the same category lyrically. Okay. But it's just his ability to pick a sound and his music. Ross don't fail too much, man. Ross don't fail. Even if Ross do fail. It's a minimal fail where you're like, man, that shit still sound high.
No,
but his ear is just crazy.
I
man.
said this about him. Like he has the best discography of any artist ever. Like Ross, like he don't fail much when it comes to that.
Best discography.
He has a lot of work.
Damn, that's another
production.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
I said production.
Production. For the sake of time.
No,
but I get what you're saying.
I said production. I didn't mean like discography. I mean like production. Like I've been saying that.
He got an ear, man. It's just something about his ear, man. It's something about his ear. It's crazy.
This is the reaching portion of the episode.
Your opinion, nigga. Like you already said you didn't reach on the score.
Freaks. You know this is your time. Has any album came out in the last 25 years that reminds you of Life After Death?
Definitely reaching.
Nah.
I'm gonna
reach a little bit. I'm gonna reach a little bit.
25 years.
But recently, I'm not saying this. Yeah, because I'm talking about as far as the growth of a person from me listening to their music or whatever. I'm using that. I'm not using the album comparison or none of that. I'm gonna go with Yo Gotti new joint. I think that his growth with his album, with this new album, is amazing. His wordplay, his songs. That's just me. That's what I'm bumping real heavy right now. I'm not comparing it.
No. I get it. I respect it. I'm gonna say no because it's double diss.
Wow.
But
Nah, it's all right, man.
That took me back, yo. You reach a lot, but wow,
You be
bro.
hey, man, I'm just being real.
I got
Growth?
think
We talking about just growth?
I
of
gotta
the
think
artist?
about-
That's the only thing that I can compare to.
Damn,
Let's be real. We can't compare nothing to
No,
this
but
album.
we
really
have to be
can't.
specific. We got to be specific in
Yeah.
the discussion because we don't want, you're not saying Yo Gotti is as good as Biggie.
No, I'm not
yeah,
saying
so we
that.
just got to be
I'm
specific.
just saying, as a person, as an artist,
Okay.
how I seen
Okay.
the evolve because Biggie totally evolved to me.
Right. So we got, like I said, we got to
Going
be
to this
specific.
album, and I
Right.
think that
I get it.
new
I get
Yo
what you're
Gotti
saying.
album, he's on more of a boss type level now.
All right.
And it's on his
All
own.
right. Let me start this off by saying no. Clearly, at the end of the day, no. There's no double album that I think sounds like life after death.
Okay, period.
Now that starts
But-
it off.
Okay,
But
perfect.
Okay, now I'm just going critical
Yeah,
think
let's
a
be
little
specific in
bit. But
what
if
we-
it's okay, if I'm talking about double album, the closest double album I think that will come to this, and I'm talking about subject matter wise, not just whether I think the songs is good or not, would probably be what we talked about in the beginning, would be Blueprint 2 Gift of the Curse. And I don't think it's nowhere near as good as it, but it's the closest thing to double album wise. Now, content wise, there's nothing double album content wise, or there's nothing that goes back and forth between dark and switching styles like this does. But if I was to say an album where I thought the person was just rapping better than everybody else on a high level, I think on Jay-Z's Blueprint, he was just rapping better than everybody.
The regular Blueprint, right?
The first Blueprint.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think he was just rapping better than everybody. I'm not comparing it content wise
Right,
because
I get you.
he
I
don't
get
got
you.
he
I
don't
get
got
you.
dark elements.
I
He
get
don't
you.
switch styles like that. I just feel like Biggie was rapping way better than everybody.
I'm gonna tell you
and
where
I feel like
with
Jay
that
was
album.
rapping way
I'm gonna tell you where I
better
feel
than
on that album. I think that album changed the game.
It did.
Sonically, because that was the emergence of Kanye and
lot of
Blaze.
people.
That's the difference in that album, I think. And Jay evolved too, absolutely. So I think those two combined.
Hold on, what album are you speaking of?
Blueprint.
The first one?
The first one, yeah, the regular Blueprint, not the double album,
And
not the Gift of the Curse.
that's Kanye and Just Blaze?
To me, that's the Kanye
hell
and
no,
Just
hell no,
Blaze.
hell no.
Oh, okay.
It is Kanye and Just
marriage.
Blaze. It's Kanye, Just
That's
Blaze,
the Kanye
Big.
and Just Blaze marriage.
Kanye
Kanye that
just-
soulful, that sound.
but Bink
that,
is
that,
the-
that,
I was gonna say Bink is the Blueprint.
Right, that's what. But I'm saying that backdrop to let him
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I feel
and
you.
he took that and he went and evolved himself. So that's where I like that album at.
Yeah, well.
So we talking about growth as an artist?
Yeah,
Are we
yeah.
talking about growth as an artist? Growth as an art, just strictly growth as an artist.
No. That was my take on.
I'm gonna throw another name out
I had
there.
to try to find.
I'm gonna throw another name
No,
out there.
throw
real
an
quick.
album out there. Don't throw a name.
Oh
out.
shit! I
You
can't.
got
throw an
thought. But what was you
album.
about to say though? Just for interest.
I'm even gonna say Lil Wayne.
Okay, I get what you're saying. You talking about growth compared to because he did.
Remember,
change, he
we
did change
remember
a lot.
Lil Wayne
He
from
did change a lot.
The Block is hot. The Block to
That's-
now crafting like I'm talking about like real.
Not now,
to the voice
but
of a generation.
Not now.
There's a difference between growth and reinventing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah, that shit Lil Wayne did wasn't even.
You don't call it growth?
No, I mean it wasn't that far off. That's beyond growth. That shit, that's not unreal. Like that you get from the Block is hot to the Carter 2 or 1. No, it's the
Carter
Hustler
2,
music
the
and
Carter 2, that's
Hustler
a,
music
that's a
and all
different
that.
person.
But
So
yeah,
you're
that's what I'm
saying-
saying. It's not. That's,
So you saying it's not growth? It's a different another.
that's another
somebody's
fucking
pen.
person. That's
Okay.
yeah. That's
But that's where I.
It does sound like a different person.
But you said growth.
Like Big was getting off. Big was getting off on Ready to Die. He just was waiting. He just grew.
You don't go from. I'm a Lil Wayne fan, yo. But
So I'm not crazy.
Ready to
So
Die.
I'm not crazy.
Ready to Die is a classic. Life After Death is a classic. The Block is Hot wasn't a classic.
But you said growth. We talking growth.
This
But
is
I know,
beyond
but
fucking
does-
growth. He was reborn.
So okay, but does he have a classic?
Who?
Does Wayne have a classic?
Yeah, Carter 2.
That's what I'm saying. So you're saying that's even a bigger argument. That's even a bigger proponent for an argument that I'm saying.
It's not
you
the
go
same-
from a nigga that don't got no classics to he got a classic.
Who arguably who wrote it? Who wrote?
I don't know. I'm not gonna get into the minutia.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that's your feelings on that.
No,
I'm
not-
just
okay,
saying.
you're right.
If
You're
you're
right.
asking
that's me.
me,
That's me. That's
growth of an artist from one period to another. We're talking about a nigga that was literally the young boy in a crew that went to the voice of a generation, right?
That's fair.
The voice of a generation. Tez,
Big was
you
never whack.
disagree?
Big was never whack.
Tez, you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is
I'm just asking you.
No, talking about two different
Right,
things.
and that's what I want to discourage. Did he not go from a young boy in a crew
I can
to
only
the
see it my
voice
way.
of a generation?
I can only see it my way.
What's your way? I'm just curious.
I don't see Lil Wayne as that.
You don't see him as the voice of a generation?
No, I see that, but prior to
you just answered. You said
no.
yes. You do see that.
Prior to him being whoever he was
So you
in the
only
beginning.
see him as the block is hot.
No,
right?
no. Never mind. Forget
No,
it.
I want you to clarify yourself.
No, because I don't think this is all Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Like I don't think you grow to that from this.
So he's saying
So you're never going to give him credit for that.
I can't fully
Is he
give him
not
credit.
like the voice of a specific generation though? Like he's like.
He's
the Jay-Z of a-
saying, but Lil
I
Wayne,
can't
he's
give
saying
Lil
Lil
Wayne
did
that.
it
You
on
can't
his
give him
own.
credit for that because
He's saying
X, Y, and Z.
he's saying like if Puff was considered the voice of a generation,
But we know that's
but everybody wrote for him.
How
or
do you
whatever.
feel about it?
I agree with you. Lil Wayne to me, he almost birthed the mumble rap generation. Like Lil Wayne,
you feel about
they
it?
look up to Lil Wayne.
But how you gonna call
Where
him
you
a
at with
mumble rapper when you
Do you see him? Do you see him?
Bar for bar.
Do you recognize
But
him
then
as
when
the
he
voice
started
of a
getting on them
specific
drugs
generation?
heavy and
though?
he changed over.
Sort of.
They call him GOAT.
But
they call
it's-
him
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what,
the NBA
I mean,
young boys in them.
Yeah,
but
they do.
I guarantee them motherfuckers didn't hear the block is hot. They couldn't have heard it.
But you
Lights
heard
out.
it.
They couldn't have heard it.
But you heard it.
That
though.
shit
And
sounds
we
nothing.
heard it. And we
sounds-
heard it though.
It don't
We
sound the
heard
same.
though.
It don't sound the same.
See,
Totally
you're talking
different
about
people.
the sound and who should get credit, but I'm talking about the evolution of a nigga from here to there. Because what we talked about was Big's evolution from Ready to Die to Life After Death.
You heard
which
evolution.
is-
I mean, you heard him evolve.
Right.
Lil Wayne shit is unreal.
You said he didn't evolve.
I
He,
just think-
he
I
didn't
think-
evolve. He literally
I
said,
think-
"Hey, nigga, write this." Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm
Due to the
asking.
coaching.
That's all I'm asking.
all right, we
Yeah,
can't
that's
we
all I'm
can't
asking.
be here all day. This life at the
Nah,
death is
it's-
like a whole day marathon.
Bro,
Jesus.
they answered the question. They answered the question.
But I mean, it's a
Yeah,
double
they
album.
answered the
It's a
question, though.
classic.
You
but
heard
I-
my boy Gilly said you can't go from wobbly to fucking with the bull. Like
Okay, well, there you go. That's all I'm. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not saying. Listen. I just want you to define the argument. That we got to make sure we're specific in what we talking about.
All right. Well, look, life after death.
Classic.
25 years later, the notorious B.I.G, Biggie Smalls,
Undisputable
Frank
5
White,
mic, 5
you know what I'm
headphone
saying?
classic.
Big Papa. Like 25 years later. 25 years later. What's the legacy of this album, Life After Death, to you? 25 years later.
I don't know what more you want me to say, Carl. We've been calling this shit a classic all day. We're calling it a classic all day. What more you want us to say?
What does it
a
mean
five-
to you? What does it mean to you, man?
mean a lot. So it's like pivotally one of the best hip hop albums to date. Top 10 to me, easy. All hip hop albums. Top 10.
I haven't heard an album like this in hip hop history where I felt like the artist was that versatile and embodied that many styles on the highest level. It's not another album that I could say another artist rapped all these different styles at the highest form. It's not one other album I can say that. Not he had his New York sound or they had their LA sound where they switched styles and they did it at a high level on a one album, and it's a classic. I can't say that about any other album. That's his legacy to me. This is big. This is big in his prime, destroying everything, destroying every style, destroying every beat, destroying the concepts, destroying the storytelling. The production was right. The ad-libs was right. The interludes was right. He just nailed it. He did
It's almost a flawless album.
He did almost. He did a double album, and he just nailed it.
a double album, you can almost say it's flawless.
And like you said, Phil, he didn't even play it safe. Like he took risks, and he took a lot of risks, and he nailed it. Classic album.
He had a few stumbles on this, which makes it even more remarkable that the album is so great.
Classic, man. 25
This is
years later, it's
this is a
classic.
5 micer or with the 5 headphoner or what did the double XL give it? Double XL gives them what?
Five mics.
They get double
Nah,
XL. Double
double-
XL.
Got the record.
They do
XL?
like they do like large, extra large,
Yeah,
double X.
this is an XL, double XL. What other publication? Shit. And what
So they do star. They do stars.
Yeah, it was a 5-star, 4, whatever it was. It was that at the time. Absolutely, it was one of those albums, man. It was.
I agree.
Yeah. And for a double album, like I said, man, I think it's even more remarkable for a double album, man.
Right.
So it's double the risk. It's double the risk, man.
Absolutely.
For me, this is the bar of double albums, man. He set the bar. You got it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's what you're reaching for.
I mean, a great point was made. Like a lot of our all-time favorite greats, legends, were trying to come up with double albums and trying to touch this because of this album afterwards. So that shows
Kanye didn't do it.
Nobody's done it.
That shows the level of this album, man. But rest in peace to Biggie. Man, shout out to everybody that was involved.
Wallace.
And everybody that was involved. Bad Boy Records, Puffy, all the features, man. Jay-Z, Mace, 112, Too Short, DMC.
Everybody.
Like everybody that was in DJ
guest
Premier,
feature list.
RZA. Like, it's just, man.
Kanye couldn't even be as ambitious with a track list. I mean, a guest feature list as this. This is wild.
This joint is crazy, man. Everybody that contributed to this album, classic material. Yo, if you young and you haven't heard Life After Death, go back and check it out, man. Go back and do your hits. You actually probably gonna find out, like, damn, I didn't know that came from this. I didn't know that came from that. It's gonna be like a history lesson. You're gonna be like, damn, I didn't know that flow. I didn't know that Jay-Z line came from this song. Like, you're gonna learn some stuff, man. So go check out this album, man. Life After Death. 25 years. Happy anniversary, man. Happy anniversary. Life After Death. Yo, man, Phil, we appreciate you talking this hip hop, man.
Absolutely.
You definitely pushed the
Thanks
envelope with us,
baby.
man. We love it, man. That's what we do, man. Hip hop, man. It's all love. You family, you always welcome here, man.
I appreciate it, man. I've been dying to get on here, man. I watch it as a fan, man. I'm a
I
fan.
know.
You've been living to get on here, brother. Not dying,
man. Well,
living.
I mean,
we living.
as
Yeah.
you know, I've been dying to get on here, man. You know, I mean, this is, like I said earlier, man. This is the most comprehensive music review show, period, man. You know, all them other shows, man. You want to know about music, and like I said, I come here when I want to know what's popping, either between here or my son, because you only gonna get it from either the horse's mouth, which is the youth, or from these guys. Period.
I agree, man. Salute to you, man. Salute to
Absolutely.
you, man. We
Appreciate
you, man. Yo, man, we Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go download, subscribe. We on all digital platforms, man.
Yes.
Make sure y'all go to our
Push the
YouTube
button.
page, subscribe. Check
button.
out all of our videos, man. Yo, we here. We not going anywhere. Happy anniversary, 25th anniversary. Life After Death. Biggie, rest in
Classic.
peace. Classic. Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.